You know, I thought this song would actually do something else, like it would just go into a mode where it would do something. In my head, it just kind of loops through this twice and then it starts. But I guess that's because I always, like, pick a boss to fight right away. So I guess I didn't really realize that. But hello, I'm the Chris who plays games, and welcome to the stream. Tonight we're going to be playing Mega Man 1, and hopefully Mega Man 2, and maybe some Mega Man 3 after that. Mega Man 1, of course, is the most ridiculously difficult and scary Mega Man game out there, so we're going to give this a shot and see how it goes. I have not actually streamed this game on this channel. That's how long it's been since I've played this game. It is before I even owned and operated the Chris Plays Games channel. So thank you all for being here. I hope you will have a lovely night, and we're just going to dive right into it. As Philly D would say, let's just get right into the news. Welcome, welcome. I guess maybe that's like Keemstar or something? I don't know. They're all the same to me. Let's get into it. Hello, Spam the Chat. Hello, Org. Hello, Yugi. Hello, Brad. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. All right, starting it off well. Getting hit by two stupid things repeatedly, so that's good. NES is older than Chris. It probably is. Let's see. It's about the same age, actually, I think. So I was born in March of 1984, and so in March of 1984, I believe that the NES had not come out yet. I think it came out later that year. Yeah, so this game is definitely not older than me. I know that, because this game didn't come out until 1989. So we got some years in there. The NES did not come out in March of 1971. That is not correct. I know very few things, but I know that is not accurate. Oh fuck. I'm an idiot. Oh, whoa. Wait, these things reappear when you go off screen? Well, that's a handy trick to know. As dissimilar from newer Mega Man games. October 1985. Okay, so I am older than Nintendo. Or I am older than the Nintendo. I don't think I'm older than Nintendo the company, because I think Nintendo the company has been around for a long time, so... You came out March 10th of 1971, I see. Alright, I need to move a thing just a sec. There we go. Yeah, Proto Sam, I definitely know the feeling. I did not realize how difficult Mega Man 1 was, and so this was actually one of the first 2 or 3 games I streamed. Like I was saying earlier, I did it actually before I even had the Chris Plays Games channel, so this is an old one, and I had actually sworn that I would never go back to it because it drove me so nuts. This is actually how I met Gamer Guy Commentaries, is that he taught me how to do the Electman trick on the Yellow Devil. So after you know, wasting a bunch of time and everything else like that, I accepted that I should just cheat. At the time, of course, I did not have the rules of CPG, and rule number 4, Chris should always cheat, came much later in my career as a streamer. I say career as if this is a job or something like that, but, and so, yeah. Alright. Doing good. We're all good here. I think this game is just brutally hard compared to Mega Man 2. Or even 3 or 4 or anything else, so... Alright, how am I gonna get past you? Not, but I am gonna get an extra life out of the deal, so... I'll take it. You know, Jose, you had ample warning. There was a whole CPG video in the lounge that said, get out of this lounge and go watch the movie. Go watch the live show, but instead, you decided to go and shower like a chump, so... Hello, Jose! Welcome, welcome! Oh god. Did you know that if there are 23 people who come to my stream, the chances that 2 of them have the same birthday is 50%? Oh shit, that was dumb. Oh, that was dumb. Why did I do that? Don't do that. Oh god. This game, I tell you. Okay, I don't think this is gonna go so well for me. Being able to take 1 hit against this guy does not feel like it's gonna make for a really good chance of success. And I can't slide or do anything else. Oh, I guess I can take more than 1 hit though, which I almost threw up my hands in disbelief at how dead I was. Yes! Grilled cheese does not count as a quesadilla, and you should eat nothing. No, you should not eat nothing but quesadillas. You should have some protein or something. That's right, I showed that guy. Okay, so that's Bomb Man. I had like a little thing here. There we go. So one of the things that I have learned in my 2.5 years of streaming, or 2 and a bit years of streaming, is always cheat, always look things up, don't do things blind. It's really boring and dull. It is way more fun to actually make progress in games than it is to not. Is my game too loud? I feel like my game is too loud. Chat error? There's no chat error. I don't believe you. I don't want to know about it. Okay, this is gonna go poorly. Alright, so there's the things down at the bottom which kind of try and drop me in a pit. Oh, fuck! God damn it. Yeah, I knew that wasn't gonna go well. Yeah, a quesadilla is a grilled cheese, but a grilled cheese is not a quesadilla. It's like a square in a rectangle or something, or is a square in a circle. A circle is a square, but a square is not a circle. Something like that. How's she doing, Sam? By the way, because I know people will ask, Jess is doing reasonably well. Her level of pain has gone down. Of course, she's still experiencing a lot of pain, so if you ask her on any given day if it's gone down, she would probably say no, because, you know, life still sucks! God damn it! Yeah, she's doing better, and, foot is healing, no issues. The scar, the bandages on her, suture site on her leg have come off, like, there was like a steri strip or whatever, and it just kind of came off. And the sutures there and the scar related to it seems like it's going to heal really well. So, yes, Jess is my wife. That's awesome, Sam. I'm glad to hear it. Alright. I think I figured out the trick here. The trick is that I do not wait. I do not wait. Jump down as soon as possible. Nope, not quite as soon as possible. Well, thanks, fam. Alright, let's continue. Let's try this again. Does this game, I think this game doesn't even have E-Tanks. I think E-Tanks were a later thing. So I think Mega Man 1 had no E-Tanks. Mega Man 2 had E-Tanks, but you lost them if you continued. So you really wanted to not lose all your lives. And then Mega Man 3, you got to keep them when you continued, so it didn't matter nearly as much. And I really, like, don't like it when games kind of force you to be, like, that it makes such a huge difference between doing something right the first time and doing it right the second time. Contra has effectively, or a lot of the same property because of the weapons. You know, if you have spread or some better weapon, it's very easy to complete a lot of levels, but if you don't, then it's much harder. Alright, fuck you, dude. There we go. And that's a property that I don't like about a lot of older games. But yeah, Sam, I'm glad to hear that your mom is doing well, and I hope that her recovery continues to continue apace. Fuck you, green thing! Get out of here. Go over here. I feel like I'm gonna get a reward out of it. I did not get a reward out of it. I got death. Death is kind of a reward, but not the kind of reward I was looking for. Alright, what do we got here? We're gonna do this. I guess I don't actually need to do either of these anymore. Oh, fucking... That's just fucking cruel. Like, I can't do anything. Can't do anything is what I can't do. Fuck you. I don't know how I was supposed to get that, because I was pushing the left button all the way there. Can't slide under that guy, and he takes away 1/3 of my damage just by hitting me once, so that's great. Man, this game is just a bitch. Like, Mega Man 2, I can handle Mega Man 2. I can handle Mega Man 3. I can handle Mega Man 4. I cannot handle Mega Man 1. This game is a pain in the balls. Alright. Come on, Guts Man. Or whoever you are. I don't even know. You look like Guts Man. No, that bomb did not go in a good spot. I don't know what I'm supposed to do there, but alright, cool. Mega Man in Smash Brothers is kind of cool. He's a relatively recent addition, I think. They only brought him back in the Wii U version, and I actually really dig. It's a nostalgia piece for me that I really dig that they brought back. So, all right, Cut Man, let's go. Let's go. So I will say that the sprite for Mega Man feels like it did not change at all between this and any of the later Mega Man games. I don't know if there's like I mean, not like Mega Man X or whatever, sure, like later Mega Man on the Super Nintendo it changed, but for Mega Man 2, Mega Man 3, Mega Man 4, Mega Man 5, Mega Man 6, I feel like it's either exactly the same or almost exactly the same as this character model, which is cool. I mean, it's different than Mario, who's changed a bunch of times. You know, it's very much the same style, but it's changed a lot. And even, I mean, Sonic, I think we watched a video in the lounge the other day that was basically talking about the various evolutions of Sonic, who has so many different identity crises. He's, you know, like a, you know, standard, I don't know, got a lot of them. I was trying to think of like a comparison there and I got nothing. I got nothing. Well, I'm glad you like it, spam the chat. Yeah. Sonic has not been able to maintain a core identity, but through all of the NES era Mega Mans, Mega Man was able to stay very much the Blue Bomber in his current incantation and incarnation, not incantation. That would be words that make him do a thing, which is not what I was trying to say. Incantation is what I was attempting to invoke with the incantation I was making, but not to describe Mega Man. Alright, go up. There we go. But yes, I have been maintaining the CPG Lounge all week, and, well, all week now, actually, because it came out on last Monday, and have, I think, been able to keep basically unique content going for 24 hours a day for the past 7 days. We've watched a ton of different stuff, everything from backpacking to metalwork, from cooking to interviews. Of course, there's a lot of Vox and that guy, also known as Tom Scott, in there, and other things like that. So lounges are a new feature that YouTube Gaming is testing, which allows you to basically just have a playlist of videos that you can watch with other people. So it's a feature that's designed to kind of create the social watching experience that you might have on Rabbit or something else like that, and just keeps a kind of 24/7 playlist of stuff running. You can see it anytime I'm not live on my YouTube Gaming channel in the YouTube Gaming app or webpage. Just go to my channel, Chris Plays Games, and at the top of the page will be a Watch Now link. You can hit that up and join us in the lounge anytime. And, you know, one of the things I'm trying to do is expose a lot of the variety of content that YouTube has. I know that a lot of us get trapped in our little filter bubbles of YouTube content. You know, we only watch gaming or we only watch these other things, and I'm trying to really kind of spread some of that out. I've been taking advice and suggestions from other people. I've oftentimes, you know, people ask, like, I'll ask people, like, what their favorite YouTube channel is and just, like, grab a couple videos from it, and from that I've discovered things like First We Feast. We watched a whole bunch of stuff from Innuendo Studios. We watched through all of Game Maker's Toolkit. Oh, that's right. Initially, what we were watching in the lounge was basically 95% Game Maker's Toolkit. I've gotten a chance to see 8-bit music theory and video game fanfare and other things like that. It's been really fun. That's right, you guys did watch that last night. I saw that. Okay, I don't know how to use... Do I pick this up? That's right. Oh no! Alright. Cool. It is kind of amusing that, you know, Jose, Brad, and Leif, who are the three people talking here at the moment, are the three people who've also been in my lounge the most over the past week. So basically, I could have just not streamed and we could have just kept watching other videos. But for all of the rest of you, I'm happy you're here. I enjoy playing games too, you know, I enjoy being able to have the back and forth, the one-on-one, the interactive community we got going on here, man. It's like a thing. Well, that did not go as well as I wanted to. Note to self, if going to freeze something in place, freeze it not exactly where you need to go. Alright, get out of here. Ah! These things do not stay frozen long, and these are annoying jumps. There we go. Whoa. I have to go up there? What do I have to do here? Can I, like, shoot these guys somehow? Aha! That was a smart move. Good job, me. How do I get up here? Like, what is up with that? Maybe I have to go up and then down. Up and over and down. Yeah, okay. We'll go ahead and grab that. But yeah, so Orc Chaos came by at one point, I know. We had Van Helsing hang out with us for a little bit. But yeah, so my goal has been kind of to mix it up and see new things. So like I said, one of the things that I have learned, especially over the past little while, is just how much content there is on YouTube that I would really love to watch and that I never do. So I love to watch, you know, all these types of things. In fact, even things that I have watched before that I've just forgotten about. You know, things like Anaconda short films and things like, you know, old episodes of Tabletop, things like Space Janitors, and despite everyone's complaints, I enjoyed Caper when I watched it the first time, although it has been a while, so I will admit that I don't know if I would still like it if I watched it today. But yeah, so we've been watching web series, we've been watching crafting from Metalwork, from folks like Alex Steele, who was recommended by Mark Eichen during the stream on Friday. Then watching episodes from Vice and other things like that as well, so I can, you know, during the social watch streams that I kind of set up over the past few months, I tried to keep all the videos short. You know, we would have only 5 to 10 minute videos kind of at the max. But in the lounge, because people are oftentimes doing other things and it's not this kind of social commitment, I've been willing to explore different, like, levels of stuff. And so I've had videos that are, you know, just short. I've also had videos that are up to, you know, Brad and Jose earlier today watched 2.5 hours of Street Fighter that was 2.5 hours long. So this seems bad. Why did I do that? That was not going to work well. That was a pretty dumb move on my part. And of course I've got to start all the way back over. God damn it! So yeah, the lounge is my way. Oh, let's pull this out. Let's kill these guys rather than doing this again. So the lounge is my little way to try and introduce people to new content, to hang out with friends and watch old content, to kind of share my little piece of YouTube. They were watching something from Evo, right, Brad? Brad would know what it was. He told Jose the particular tournament to put on it, so it's like a 2.5 hour long tournament. I should, Chris GC8, but I don't think I need to yet. Since there's nothing that I lose when I die at the moment, I'm just gonna keep on keeping on slowly, and we'll be okay. But I agree I should cheat. That's one of the things that I did learn, is that when playing the Yellow Devil, using the Elect Man, press select lots of times and it will do lots of damage trick is absolutely something I'm going to do. I'm not going to even try and beat him without that. So that's my level of cheating that I need, is to use this guy's weapon to absolutely destroy the Yellow Devil, which is a very common approach to attack that guy. Red Bull Proving Grounds North... Wait, Red Bull sponsors Street Fighter tournaments too? Oh man. Sponsor anything. We also, at one point, did watch, god damn it. Hello, Modern Retro! We also watched at one point Felix Baumgartner's, you know, Red Bull Jump. The Red Bull Stratus Jump was the world's largest online live streamed online things. So it got about 8 million concurrents back in the early days of the YouTube live streaming service, which I think was amazing to even like Google at the time. I don't think anyone expected it to be anywhere near that large. So it broke a world record in like 2013, and it's held it ever since 2012, 2013. So. Sponsor the CPG Rants. CPG Rants don't need to be sponsored. They're great as is. You don't want no freaking, you know, we've talked all the time about like we get cranky at these stupid like Skillshare advertisements to take up 20% of the end of a video. So, or as Austin, what was his name? Austin McCoy or whatever pointed out, like Squarespace sponsors everything. So, alright, what do we got here? You're gonna do a thing. Oh! Almost had it. Clip my toe. No, Jose, today's your day off. You're not going to work. You're incorrect. You can't complain about me showing you a mind map video and then just go ahead and work. That totally violates the pact of deep trust that I have built with you. Actually, you can, but... Okay, so here's the trick. You can only do levels once in this game, but they put a thing in here that you can only get if you've already cleared Gutsman's stage. That's bad game design. I think that that is shitty. I think that it is probably not atypical for the time. It's another one of those, you know, this game, like many others, is a product of its time, but I think it was pretty shitty then, and it's pretty shitty now. Are you testing a mind map making app? Because if so, I am confused, and I think you should refuse. I think we have figured out that mind maps are stupid. That's what we figured out by watching a video about mind maps. This is another thing that I've been doing as part of building up the lounge content, is basically like, anytime someone says a word, I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna find a video about that, and we're gonna watch it. Unfortunately, sometimes this doesn't work very well, and sometimes I'll just search for random things or be recommended random things, and I'm just like, alright, let's put that in the lounge, we'll watch it, and then we get to it, it's like, wow, that was really terrible. Okay, that did not do any good. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I'll just walk under you. I can deal with that. Alright, unfortunately, I've used the weapon that I'm supposed to use on the boss, like, throughout this level, so we're gonna have to see how well this works. On the plus side, I think it's pretty likely that I won't even be able to get to the boss, and instead will die a horrible and painful death long before it. God, these things suck. I definitely like the Mega Man 2 style of putting the boss immediately after the door much better. Right, where are you even going to show up? There you are. Alright, cool. Who needs to see Mega Man anyway? Good job, game developers, not testing that one out very well. Alright, what do we got next? Next we got Iceman. I feel like I'm actually like just kind of rolling through this a lot faster than I would have expected. Hello, Alex Moray. Moray. I'm gonna go with Alex Moray like Stingray. Welcome to the stream, my friend. Welcome, welcome. So earlier today, I attended a meeting on a thing called IMAG. IMAG is Incident Management at Google. You know, the reason that they say at Google is because we are not pretending that it is some magical thing that we do incident management better than anyone else. Like a coding standard, people can have all types of different forms and setups for incident response. But the reason that I was interested in taking the class today was because I've been involved in too many incidents, especially recently, where we have not used Google's kind of standard practice, and I want to go yell at people. I want to tell them, hey, we have to do better. We have to use the tools that everyone else in the company uses so that we are like communicating and everything else like that, as well as being able to explain to them why this is important. Incidents are, you know, as defined in the class, are ongoing, time-localized, exceptional events that cause some kind of user harm, either internal or external. Is very correct. All right. Oh god, that jump is a bitch. I don't think that's the way I'm supposed to do it. Okay, can we just get out of here? I'm not gonna fucking jump over you 100 times. Okay, maybe we are. There we go. Hello, Chocolate Moose Gaming! Well, that's cool. GKE is Google's Kubernetes engine, right? That's what we call the version of Borg that everyone else gets to use. So Google thinks of its computer as basically a single big unit that is kind of spread across the globe. You have different components of it and everything else like that, but rather than thinking about, you know, when you work in Amazon or something else like that, you think of things like instances and deployments and all this other kind of stuff. At Google, you don't really think about things that way because you can't. For a lot of things working at that scale, it just doesn't make sense. So when I spin up a MapReduce or whatever, it doesn't like start up some set of machines or claim some set of machines and give them to me. Instead, it just starts, you know, a bajillion tasks with a certain amount of CPUs scheduled across this massive cluster of resources spread around the world. So that system is called Borg. Borg is the system that does all of our management and scheduling, and we have open sourced some significant chunks of it for the rest of the world, intending them to be used in, I don't know, Docker and other virtualized container thingies. I don't fully understand it because I've frankly never had to work in it because I use the internal tools, and even that I don't do a lot of because I spend more of my time staring at graphs and yelling at people than I do actually writing code or running programs. But that's the vague understanding that I've gained over my years at Google. Okay, so I need to go left, there, over, wait, up, right. Damn it. I am attempting to map out the path, so I wasn't really thinking my way through it. I was just kind of like jumping randomly, and in some cases you have to jump on every time the blocks move. In some cases you do not, and figuring out which one was which requires you to actually think, which I was obviously not doing. And there we go. Am I saving Magnet Beam for later? I didn't even know what Magnet Beam does. Can I do it? Oh, this is the thing that I push the button and it makes things happen, right? Okay, well that was kind of a waste, but okay, I don't need it right here. But I vaguely remember that sometimes these things will just like arbitrarily kill you! God damn it, there's ice there. Hello, Chance Haddix. Hello, hello. So yes, Magnet Beam is sort of like a rush thing, and you can use it to just kind of get your way across that. I need to buy myself another like DualShock controller because this like start button on this one is super sticky and it's driving the shit out of me, begging the shit out of me. Maybe I should get like an Xbox controller instead. So if people have opinions on which is better, Xbox controllers or PlayStation 4 controllers, I've been using the PS4 controller at this point for a lot of years, and so I think I would probably, you know, want to continue that way. Yeah, I mean, at this point I've got the PS4 controller worked out on the PC. You can just use DS4 Windows and Windows 10 and it's pretty good, but I just didn't know if there was anything like magical that I was ignoring that makes one better than the other. And honestly, I know that everyone thinks I'm crazy for this, but I say it all the time. I like these puzzles. I'm not very good at them when I'm streaming because I just don't think a lot when I'm streaming, but I actually enjoy like trying to work out exactly what these things are. I like them in the Heatman stages of Mega Man 2. I like them here. I have said before, and I stand by this statement, that if there was a game which was just like various puzzles of that type, which is a combination of like platforming and oh shit, and you know, timing and kind of like a little bit of puzzle work, I would totally just play that game. Of course, it wouldn't be a very long game because there's only so much you can do, but that's actually something that I would enjoy. And I've actually considered, it's one of the things I've actually even considered sitting down and making a little bit of, but then I realized that everyone else in the world seems to hate those goddamn puzzles, and I'm the only person who would ever play it. And as much as I'm willing to do things that are, you know, for me, making things that are like puzzle games like that just wouldn't be as fun, because if no one else is making the puzzles or playing it or anything else like that, my interesting thing doesn't work. And yeah, you don't always need DS4 windows because sometimes things actually support both input methods. They support the dual stick input method as well as the DirectX input method, but even if it does just support DirectX, you can just use DS4 windows and it works fine, so I don't worry about that. Hello, Celso Louise. Alright, get out of here. Hey, thanks, Jared Castro. Welcome to the fam. Fam. That's a bad word. I should not use that. Brad told me I can't use that word. If I'm over 26, you can't use that word, apparently. Welcome to the crew. I used to say welcome to the playas, which was introduced by Snarly Charlie way back in the day, and it's stupid, because then I get into this like, oh look, I'm hip and cool, and I can use slang words, and I'm like super cool guy, and it's dumb, and like my brain goes into this stupid mode that I don't like, so I have to come up with like a new name. God damn it. This is stupid. Alright, jump this way. See? Alright, I mean, like, that's just Mega Man, though. Like, you have to get your foot halfway off the thing and stand on the edge in order to make it jump. That's how Mega Man works. I can't complain about the thing that makes Mega Man Mega Man. I mean, we can, but I mean, the reality is that I consider a lot of the people who come here to be friends of mine, and welcome friend doesn't feel like it generates the right tone, but that's really more what I want to say. I want to say welcome to the group of people that I consider, I don't know, cool. I guess Jared, I don't really have an opinion on him yet because he hasn't said anything here. In fact, he may not even be watching this video. He may just be watching, like, he may just be watching, like, one of my tutorial videos, because that's where I actually gain most of my subs. So I shouldn't feel obligated to just think of him as a friend just because he subscribed to my content. But at the other hand, I would like to, you know, kind of be inviting and open to people, because I want to build up the community of awesome people who hang out and watch shit in my lounge. I want to build up the community of awesome people who introduce me to the awesome content they find around YouTube, or tell me something cool about themselves, or help hang out and learn about their day, or whatever. Welcome to the stream, shit stain. That's right. That would be the like drill sergeant approach, right? Welcome to the stream, shit stain. Enjoy your stay or die. Alright, I think it's time to use the magnet beam. That's what we're figuring out here. Urgh, start button! Do your fucking thing! You are not a beautiful and unique snowflake. You are the same rotting flesh as everyone else. I mean, I think that the, I'm not positive on this, but I'm pretty sure that the bullshittedness with this particular controller came from before I got it. The PS4 that I pulled it from was the one that I borrowed from a friend whose husband had gotten it from his mom as a Christmas present, but didn't play PS4. He played Xbox, and he did not want a PS4 or need a PS4. This is not gonna... What? Shit. Apparently, if you jump off the top of the screen, you die. I mean, it's rotting all the time, Jose. You can tell yourself that all you want, but you should be aware. But yeah, so I think that the stickiness there came from before that. It's just been kind of a continual degradation of the process. And it's not actually sticky. One of the other ones is, but... yeah, I don't like the stream grab glitch in this case. I feel like it didn't help me out. In fact, it caused me to die, and I don't like things that cause me to die. Fuck. Like, good players can use this to their advantage. Bad players like me just die because of it. Oh, that's a good plan, Brad. I have like 18 other buttons on this controller. I guess I could use one of them. I'm smart. SMRT. I mean SMART. See, now if we were in a lounge right now, I would totally just like add that video to the playlist, and that would be the next thing we would watch, would be Homer saying SMRT. I mean SMART. And then I'd probably add Spider Pig. Spider Pig, Spider Pig does whatever a Spider Pig does. Can he swing from a web? No, he can't. He's a pig. Watch out, it's Spider Pig. Oh, god damn it! Alright, we're gonna go ahead and do that. Input. Start. It's gonna be this button. What the fuck? How come I can... Oh, if I shoot their legs, they take lots of hits. If I shoot their heads, they take one hit. Okay, I didn't figure out how that worked until just now. I'm smart. I think what we determined is that everyone who was hanging out in my lounge earlier has no particular problems with Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up, which is an interesting development. I do find it interesting. I think that for a long time, Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up could not be played in Germany, and so the typical approach of rickrolling people by linking to the YouTube video was not effective thanks to the ongoing contract negotiations / fights with GEMA, G-E-M-A, the German Music Association collection agency. Of course, now that's been resolved, which is good. The funny thing is that like GEMA was very upset about YouTube's royalty rates, and I don't know how many of you are YouTube creators, but I know some of you are. GEMA was very upset. They felt that YouTube was ripping them off by not paying fair royalties. And so they were, I'm like trying to push the wrong button and confused that it doesn't work. And so they were very upset that YouTube was only willing to pay them, you know, was not willing to pay them their demanded rates. And according to news articles on this, YouTube had basically said that GEMA was demanding 12 cents per play, like for music licensing. Like any video that included a song, GEMA was going to have to pay, YouTube was going to have to pay GEMA 12 cents per song. And I don't know how many of you are YouTube creators and have an idea of how much people make per YouTube playback, but usually on the high end, you're talking about it's like maybe 1/10 of a penny per playback. So GEMA was looking to make something along the lines of, you know, 20-ish times what YouTube actually gets in royalties for every video playback, just for the royalties on every music track, which seems like maybe that's a little bit high. And I realized that like subscription services and other things like that in the traditional music space can do that, but the reality is that YouTube isn't a traditional music licensing service and couldn't make money that way. I mean, does in the form of YouTube Red, but like, I just fell straight through. I don't even get a fucking knockback. GEMA, G-E-M-A, is the German Music Collection Society. So basically, this is the equivalent of, well, that did not work out how I intended it to, but we'll take it. Alright, I meant to switch to Cutman and get rid of this. There we go. It's German Gmail. No, German Gmail is googlemail.com, I think, because Gmail was already a trademark name elsewhere. I don't know. The fact that Gmail it was already a trademark, something else like that. But basically, they're like ASCAP or BMI or like these other BMI, maybe not BMI. I don't know. These other organizations that act on behalf of artists to do some kind of music licensing bullshit. And so this was their demands to YouTube is that like if you're gonna play our music, you know the rates that we charge, the royalty rates we charge for people to play our music are this, and so therefore you have to pay us that, and with no and it doesn't scale. It's based on, you know, you're an online media service, you play these tracks, this is how much we charge to play these tracks in an online media service. There's no rate limiting or scaling based on how much you actually make, because that would be, you know, practical and silly. When you're talking about music licensing, never assume the practical thing is the thing that's going to be done. Alright, I had to use a lot of Magnet Beam, but I got across. And I got an extra life, so maybe I'll make it through this boss without dying. Oh, good. And I'm supposed to use Thunder Beam, which I've still got, I think. Yep, that's this. Yeah, so I mean, their response was, "Oh no, we're not asking for that much. We're only asking for, you know, I don't remember what the number was, but we're only asking for, you know, 2 cents per play or something along those lines." It's like, no, we don't make that either. Like that's still like, you know, 10 times what we make or whatever else like that. Chris GC8, that's great. That sounds like a great deal. I played with it. I'm happy with it. I'm sorry. I meant to get back to you. I did a few recordings with it, and I had no problems with it. It's just like the last one I had, only it's the newer version. It has given me no trouble. It was good. So I hope you like it and enjoy it. Alrighty. Oops. There's some of that cheating, by the way. If you press select while the beam is on top of that guy, every time it comes out of select, it does more damage. So that's the trick on anything that uses Elect Man as, or Thunder Beam as its primary damage hitting. So. Ah, that's a lot of money at Best Buy. But yeah, so one thing I will say is that anyone who has ever said to themselves, gosh, I can't think of anything that I want to watch on YouTube. Nobody's live, nothing's going on, anything else like that. What you can always do is hit up my YouTube channel, on my YouTube channel in the gaming app, and there'll be a Watch Now link at the top, and I'm going to try and keep there always some kind of interesting-ish content there. So, I think right before the stream started, there was a lounge that was going on, or the video that's going on was about the, people who play Magic, if I remember correctly. So Vice did a documentary on Magic the Gathering. Oh no! Don't kill Brad! Sorry, Brad. Are you at work? Do you have work? I know you said today was your day off, but I thought you were kidding. So I don't know if this is work internet or home internet that's killing you. I didn't see you make the transition from home to work like I usually do. Gotcha. I don't think I can kill this fire. I wanted to, but I don't think I can. Does that work? Ah! Good plan. Well, that was dumb. What? I don't know what... I guess there's a thing there? I don't know. Did I kill this fire? Nope, that does not work. That does, though. Yeah, Chris GC8, yeah. Oh, fuck! God damn it. Yeah, I mean, so this is early days for the NES, right? This is one of the things that's actually interesting about, I mean, about a lot of different game systems, is just how much they were able to progress over time. God damn it. And figure out tricks and fanciness that they could do in order to create better music or better graphics or, you know, fake parallax scrolling or other things like that. Walk right into a pit. That was smart. That was smart. It's interesting to look at the progression. So this is of course one of the earlier NES games, being, you know, the first in a series of 7 NES games produced with in the Mega Man franchise, and it shows. There's some graphical aspects that are there and everything else like that. One of the things, of course, that never went away in Mega Man is the slowdown when there's too many sprites on the screen. The flickering and other things like that were pretty consistent throughout, and so on and so forth. But the sound is definitely something that got better. In fact, Mega Man's, you know, some of Mega Man themes are considered some of the best NES music that there is, especially like Mega Man 2 soundtrack, I think is generally pretty well regarded in the overall like chiptunes and music scene for that space. So alright. Yes! Oh god. Leave me alone. Oh fuck. Thought I timed that right, but I did not. Oh, and then I walked into another one. Great. Great. You know what? Screw you all. Alright, fireman. Let's see how this goes. Yes! Sheep is the way of the day. Ooh yeah, hat spin, hat spin. Alright, so now I get to go kill Dr. Willy. Show me the Willy. Feta for... Alright. That's right, I'm a Willy streamer. Yogurt on your corn pizza? What are you talking about? None of these things make sense. I did have an egg on my pizza once in France, well in Switzerland, because I didn't know any of the words on the menu and I just pointed to something and then I had egg. Alright, I guess I use this. I need to use it there, I guess, but whatever. I mean, the age of sexual abuse is like all ages, right, Jose? Like, that's not a new age that we're in. We've always been in that age, so long as you actually listen to and believe the women who've been complaining about it since forever. Oh God! Oh God! I had a conversation with Jess, and she was like, but what if I find out that, like, you're one of the people who's, like, accused of sexual excesses? I'm like, honestly, like, you've watched all of my fuck-ups here. Like, I routinely sent, you know, people who were not really asking for it pictures of my penis on IRC chats as a joke. Like, because people thought it was funny for years, and I look back at that in shame and horror at the idea that I thought that that was an amusing thing to do at all, but I did it. You know I did it. You encouraged me to do it, and that's pretty much the worst thing that I can think of, so... Hello, Virales. I don't know if you're serious or not, Mr. 32, but that's gross. No, Brad, it was not funny. It was, I mean, within the community I was in at the time, I was not the, like, not only was I not the only one laughing, I wasn't the only one doing it. Like, other people would send people pictures of my penis as an introduction to the community. Like, that's the kind of, you know, but it's, I mean, it's gross. It's gross that that was what a thing. Like, that was a thing that I participated in, that I allowed, that I didn't, you know, put a stop to. It was stupid. And in hindsight, all I can do is look at that and say, wow, what the fuck? But at the time, it was just what we did. I don't know. I have no excuse. It was wrong. Corn on pizza pictures. And so yeah, so like our I mean, this was the LiveJournal support community was, you know, a bunch of slightly post-adolescent, not post-adolescent, but, you know, teenagers. It was young teens. It was college kids, early college kids, everything else like that. And so the way it went is that like like I have never been unwilling to share pictures of myself naked. And so that's, you know, that's on me. But one of the people who was in the community and ran like the IRC server and the everything else like that, had taken a copy of one of the images and renamed it as, oh, wow, that was really loud, I'm sorry. And renamed it as chrislog.txt. When it was actually a picture. And so he would, you know, when a new member came into the community, at some point there would be like, you know, hey, do you know how to do this? And the joke would be like, oh yeah, that was covered in the logs, like here's the log entry for it. And the file would be, you know, chrislog.txt. And it was like, oh ho ho, I opened it and it's a dick, you know, whatever. I mean, Mr. 32, I have no defense of these actions. It was a thing that we did, and it did not seem objectionable to me at the time. It is not something that would happen again today, and it just was. I mean, I did it too. Let's not be clear and pretend that I was completely innocent here. I am not attempting to claim that either. I think I was not the most common proponent of it. In fact, I believe that my links were always explicitly labeled and hosted, of course, on my university file server and in a directory called Naked2, which was always shared with the warning that they contained naked pictures. Now, many people would click at them and then yell at me and say, why did you do that? And I said, but you asked to see my naked pictures, and they would say, yeah, but I didn't know you were going to send them to me. And I don't actually feel a lot of guilt about that. If someone asks to see naked pictures and I send them a link that says naked in the title, and they click it, and then they see 2 pictures that are not naked, and then they scroll down and see nudity, I only have a small amount of guilt about that. But I also participated in the more, you know, aggressive form of chrislog.txt sharing, and that was you know, it was just bad. It was just a thing I did, and it was bad. I can't make excuses for that. It's just a thing. I did not, Brad. I didn't feel like it was really relevant, I don't think. I was also, at one point in 2003, the first Google Images search result for the word emo. So, you know, I have many claims to fame, it turns out. I am going to elect-man the shit out of you. Fuck. Oh no, oh okay, I have to use Magnet Beam. The file name was emo.jpg, and there was some truth in it. I still think it was a bad search result, though. I don't disagree with you. In the particular picture, I think it's slightly more defensible than on average. Again, this was when I was 19, so... My guilt is not small. I was raised Catholic. I got lots of that. I got guilt for days. Hello, Slim Gamer Man. How is it going? Oh, shit nuggets. Oh, fuck! Help! Let's see where I was and walk right off the end. Hello, Soy Bomb. Welcome, Sting Raiders. Hello, 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 hello. I thought that might be a Soy Bomb favorite. I know that you've played a Mega Man game or two. This is actually my first time going back and playing Mega Man 1 since I started this channel. I had less trouble with the all of the bosses in the game so far than I have had with this stupid level, because getting past all these things sucks. Melt. There we go. I honestly don't know if I am just, like, really bad at this or what. I think I am. This game is doable. That's the strongest praise you've got for it. Hello, Luis. Welcome. I'm the Chris who plays games, playing retro games every Monday at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Whatever I feel like every Friday at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you very much for coming in with that Sting Raid. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Hello, Cotton Pop, as well. Happy to have you here. So we've been talking about... So, Stingray, a couple of the things you had asked earlier about things that I have found via the lounge that about like videos that I like and don't like and hadn't really thought about before. I'm getting a much better sense of when a video is too long. Overall, I think a lot of PBS Digital Studios videos are too damn long. They need to be cut off, in some cases, minutes earlier. At one point, there was literally a video that was like, that's it, video done. And then they continued on for like another 9 minutes after that, and they should not have. Oh my god, seriously? I need to... Sorry. I'm fixing that so it won't destroy your ears next time. Also, Mr. 32, I played this game back in the old days before I was the Chris who plays games. So I played this on my original YouTube channel, Christopher Schmidt. When I was starting out playing with the YouTube gaming app, I was Christopher Schmidt. Is that better, Brad? I don't know if that's too loud now. Ah! Spikes! Excuse my language. Yes, mild-mannered newspaper journalist, that's right. Okay, cool. I am going to turn it down, though, because it's too loud for me now. I think that stays the same for you. Okay, let's try this again. That did not go so well. Well, thank you very much, Luis. I appreciate the sub. Anyway, yeah, so I started streaming originally on the channel I already had. So Christopher Schmidt is the channel that I had for 9 years, and everything else like that. And when I started playing the YouTube gaming app, this was before we had launched the in-app streaming functionality. So that was not launched with the initial version of the YouTube gaming app, and I wanted to test it out. And the internal rule for testing it out, because it couldn't do unlisted or non-public streams, was don't stream on any channel that has more than 100 subscribers. Well, my main channel had 1,700 subscribers at the time, pretty much all gained because of Hawk vs. Drone, and I was like, okay, well, I can't stream on this channel, so I will make a new channel. It also gave me the chance to do some branding and everything else like that. I built my awesome, sweet channel art that you'll see, which I know looks very much like it was done in Paint Shop, but in fact was done in GIMP. And I was so proud of it at the time. I was so goddamn proud of that channel art. And now I look back at it and I'm like, oh my god, how embarrassing. Because it is embarrassing. It's silly that I thought that was something to be excited about. I did it, and then I fucking jumped back down because I suck. Jesus Christ. Excuse my language again. No, Soy Bomb, we can't have any of that temporary invincibility against spikes here. I mean, there's a lot of things that I have on Christopher Schmidt. I mean, Christopher Schmidt is my tech and ramblings and everything else like that. It's where I put my drone videos. It's where I put a lot of other things. So that's definitely the channel that I have used for things that are not related to gaming. This has led to some, you know, struggles when I've been doing live streams at theme parks. I'm like, well, I don't know which channel to use for that. When I've been doing other things like that. So maintaining multiple channels is really a struggle when they have very overlapping audiences, but I think that in a lot of cases I still feel like separating those channels was actually the right thing to do from a branding perspective. So, oh Jesus Christ. Oh, green screen, I see. That's not, you were talking to Brad. Sorry, I did not understand the context. Jesus Christ. Okay, I need to switch to something that can kill these goddamn guys. I cannot just keep walking into them and taking a shit ton of damage. Like, this is not a functional approach. Hello, Prop 420, hello. That's pretty good, Brad. That's probably because that was your birthday stream, if I was to guess. Okay, so this weapon does not seem to be doing it. Oh, it does freeze them. Okay, cool. But how do I think that's gonna work? That was a dumb move. Alright. Oh, thanks, Yugi. You said that just as I figured it out. I appreciate that. Alright, get out of here. Try this again. Oh. Fuck. Gotta figure out how to freeze that one better. That was dumb. Alright. I haven't made it to any of Soy Bomb streams recently. I feel bad about it. Oh god! I did watch, we did watch Soybomb and Stingray's most recent retro chat in the lounge earlier today. This isn't just NES rage, this is freaking, like, Mega Man 1 rage. It's a very different category, I feel like. So, Chris, do you see it? My feeling is that, so here's the thing. I think that there is two different ways of doing streaming. If your goal is to build... What? If your goal is to build, like, an audience and setup that you can enjoy with friends, versus your goal is to, like, maximize your, you know, number of views or subscribers or anything else like that, I think that you have to, like, consider your goal and treat them differently. I do my live streams here because I've built a live audience here. I'm trying to connect to a live community here, but I also accept that, like, having this kind of weird mixed variety of live streams kind of hurts my overall ability to grow, because it means I don't have, like, a single kind of topics or anything else like that. People who are interested in one game are not going to be interested in another game, blah blah blah. Like, all these things that I'm just used to, because that's how I choose to build my channel, and that's fine. If you are trying to build a channel that is, you know, able to grow around something, I think that you really want to be kind of thoughtful and cautious about exactly the type of content you're putting on there. If what you're trying to do is, like, hang out and have fun with people, and you're okay with a moderate-sized audience that shows up and that you enjoy and are able to connect with and everything else like that, I think that that is something that you can do without worrying about exactly what type of content you have. And if that's not exactly what you're trying to do, it may already be too late. I don't know, I don't have a strong feeling on exactly what level of, like, how much is too much. What? Oh my god. Yeah, and so I think that, like, I do my IRL streams, I do anything live here, pretty much. The only exception was when I did my, my drone live streams from the Mavic. I did those on the other channel because, like, drone videos is, like, the only reason that channel has any subscribers. It didn't actually end up bringing in any other people because most of those people subscribed 3 years ago and have never looked at the channel again since. But, like, that's the only exception I've made to anything live not being on this channel, and I think that that's, like, how I would stand by it. So. 25. And that may move to 0 eventually, but at the moment it's 25. Well, this doesn't seem like it's gonna go well. Alright, cool. Hello, Stingray, no worries, welcome back. Alright. Right, can't slide. My mental model on how to... Oh, fucky ducky. My mental model on how to avoid these things is broken because it involves sliding, because I... Fuck! Learned it at a different time. Pause trick will definitely be used. The problem is that I fucked up and I pushed the wrong goddamn button. Alright, here we go. So it was 100. So streaming through the YouTube app for IRL doesn't work well because the YouTube app doesn't have, like, it's gonna stream what's on your screen and not what's in the camera. So you can do it, nobody really cares, but streaming the app, which is the camera, just doesn't work nearly as well. So it's up to you. If you don't have a problem with that experience, I don't think that anyone's gonna care. I would say the YouTube app would be better, yes. The YouTube app is definitely designed for streaming directly from the camera to your face. Or streaming your face directly to the... Why? Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna wait, I'm gonna let that go down. I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna shoot that. I'm gonna shoot that. That's the approach. So the only problem that I have with... So there's two problems that I have with streaming from the Android app. One is that the sound... So the sound only comes from the microphone. So you have to... With the sound only coming from the microphone, you've got to... Like, you're going to be... You know, mixing your... You're going to be doing your mixing in how loud you talk relative to things. And because the speakers are very close to the microphone on most phones, it can be a little bit hard to know, like, how loud it should be and how loud you should talk. So I have not had what I consider to be good luck in managing that aspect of it. The other problem with it is... Oh, I cannot jump. Seriously? You're just going to take me... God damn, I couldn't... Ugh. You can do that. Yeah, so you can't do it like while wearing headphones, which would be like my typical approach. You've got to do something different than that. And I also think that playing like a mobile game for 2 hours is not really a good fit. I think it's a fine thing for like a 15 to 20 minute stream though. It's like a cool, you know, like, oh, we're gonna do this early, or I can't stream today, but I'll still do this quick game, or other things like that. I've considered doing things like Monument Valley or other things like that from the app. I don't think I'll actually need that. I mean, I take 2 hours to play that game anyway, Soy Bomb. So your dig is misplaced. Ah! God damn it. Alright, let's see if I can make this. Okay. Uh-oh. Alright. We're gonna do this. It's all good. Ah! Sliding doesn't work! Problem solved. So that trick is one that I initially learned from Gamer Guide Commentaries the first time I streamed this on my other YouTube channel, way back in September of 2015. CPG should always cheat. It's rule number 4. Hello, Matus. Throwback Monday. Fuck you, green dude. And you. Anybody else? Bring it on. I'll take you all out. That's right. I went and got that stupid life pellet so that I could go ahead and get hit by that guy and lose it. Anyone who has any questions about that, I will take them now. Whoa, shit. What the fuck? Okay. I don't remember what I use against Cutman. Cutman. I think you just use Get Good Scrub. I'm not having a whole lot of luck with that. Fuck! Damn it. Use rock, but there's no rock. Like rock only works if there's a thing to throw. Like rock is actually the right thing, but I don't have any. I mean, Guts Man, he throws rocks. Rockman was actually Mega Man's name, so I also use that, because that's what I was just doing. Oh, thanks for knockbacking me into glory. I appreciate that. I don't like any of you, but... That's right. I don't know why Gutsmans don't throw guts. I mean, why are, do I have anything that's not... Oh, fuck! That was, that was the stupidest move ever. Get off of the top of me. Fucking hell. Drop the missile! Missile died online raiders, how's it going? Zwanspin, Mathros, Dana Silva, welcome, welcome. I'm the Chris who plays games. Missile Dine Online Raiders, who oftentimes come in shortly before the CPG Rant, you'll be excited to know that tonight's CPG Rant, or maybe excited to know that tonight's CPG Rant is about World of Warcraft. And it's got some anger in it, it's got some heat. So there's that. 1 HP twice now, Chris GC8. I feel like. Oh god. Okay. I mean, it's new anger though. I think that the WoW community has done new things to piss me off, so you know, it's good. So now what? I don't. Oh, okay, there we go. You can be angry. So being angry about EverQuest feels like it's like is EverQuest still being actively developed, maintained, played by anybody? Like WoW still has like millions of subscribers. I don't feel like EverQuest does. Maybe I'm wrong. All right, Fireman, you're gonna die to Iceman. What? No, you're not Fireman. That's I found the trick. The trick is that you are not who I thought you were. Jesus Christ. Fucking hell. Hello, Antonio. Welcome, Devin. Hello, Snickerdoodle. Welcome, welcome. Oh, god damn. He did look like a fireman, right? Okay, well, tonight's CPG Rant of the evening, which will take place at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Are we in Standard Time again? I never really know if I feel like the winter is the Standard Time and the summer is the non-Standard Time, but I don't actually know that. I just know that like Daylight Savings Time causes you to have a heart attack. We're in Standard Time now. Hello, Merkstar. My anger that a woman is war chief. No, that does not bother me. It does not. No, my anger is at WoW players, not at WoW, you know, developers or game changes. So who took over War Chief? Last War Chief I knew was there was like Thrall, and then he kind of went crazy and someone else took over. I don't know. It's a bit weird. Hello, McFunPants. That's a cool name. I got some fun pants. All right, you know what? These guys, I need to actually pay attention and kill them. WoW player. That's right, Merkstar. Well, you can find out all about the things that I'm angry about if you stick around until 11 o'clock at night. 11 o'clock at night, I do a CPG Rant of the evening. The CPG Rant of the evening is where I give you a little bit of a piece of my mind on some event in the world that's bugging the shit out of me. And on this one, I was heated. I was bothered. So I gotta give you the scoop, the lowdown. Thrall the Shaman. Okay. So I have 0 lives left, which is like a really good, you know, predictor of how well I'm gonna do against this boss rush. Excuse me. Okay, wow, EverQuest is still officially under development. I take back my completely accurate and reasonable criticisms in favor of unreasonable criticisms, perhaps? I don't know. I don't know what I should replace them with. I don't actually trust myself to make this jump, so I'm just gonna go with it. I'm gonna use my special powers for evil. Alright. Oh, they moved that one. No, sometimes I'm angry on other days. I pre-record my rants, but it is most common that I'm angry on Fridays and Mondays. Alright. What's going on here now? What do we got? This doesn't seem like it's gonna go well. Ah! God damn it. Alright. We're good though. We made it past 2 bosses. This is 0 bosses. 1 boss. Well, it was actually 0 bosses, 0 bosses, 0 bosses. 1 boss, 2 bosses. So we're heading in the right direction. Everything's getting better. Everything's coming up Millhouse, as they say. And when I say they, what I mean is Millhouse. Millhouse says that. So I guess I should really say everything's coming up CPG. I mean, it depends on what an expansion is. I don't think. What? Jesus Christ, that was just stupid. What's the deal with brunch? I actually went to I took my daughter to an eyeglass appointment. All right, I'm just gonna die again rather than go back and beat some bosses and then continue. Hello, Missildine Online. I was just telling your whole crew of raiders, Missildine Online raiders here, that my CPG rant this evening is going to be about World of Warcraft players, so you might want to stick around for that. So why don't you just have breakfast food at any time though? Like, I mean, like, you can just go to IHOP. I mean, don't go to IHOP because IHOP is gross and disgusting and gives me, you know, problems every time I go to it. But you can just go to a place like our local Jewish Goyim fusion restaurant that serves breakfast all day. So why do you need to go to brunch? Do you not have a sufficient collection of restaurants that just serves breakfast all day? Now, don't make your own bacon. What are you talking about? Why would you make your own food? That's what having restaurants is for, and takeout and other things. I'm such a fucking disgusting slob. I can't cook. I mean, I can actually follow a recipe, but I can't prepare a meal. Oh my god, get off of me! Freaking dingbat. Brinner. Yeah, you've got to keep having new content in an MMO. You can't just stop. I mean, you can, but then, as you pointed out, the MMO is dead. There is no more of the MMO at that point. Alright, so now I'm going to use Cutman. Alright, that worked a little bit better. Brunch never ends. I think that's the ideal. I mean, generally speaking around here, brunch ends at like 2. Like there was a jazz brunch at Johnny D's, which was a restaurant in Davis Square, and brunch would routinely end at like 2 o'clock, so I don't know. Alright, so do I want to go out and get that? I feel like I do. Is there like some trap to this? I don't feel like that's safe, but I don't know why. The never-ending brunch story. Alright, there we go. Take all you out. I'll take you on. Take on me. That was dumb. Alright, who are you? I don't know who you are. I think you're a boss. Uh-oh. Copy robot. I died. Excellent. Take care, Maxis Doloff. Have a good night, my friend. Thanks for stopping by, as always. Slide me into this guy. Mercstar, this is not the PS4. So this is originally on the NES in 1989, I think. Yeah, this is Mega Man. There's a man, goes by the name of Mega Man. Like, do you think that the game was just, like, did the developers know this before they shipped the game and they just didn't care? Do you think they used this as, like, a trick to get through these levels, or were they just much better at playing games than I am? This is the first Mega Man. I don't know. I don't think of Capcom as having particularly terrible developers. Natros, rule number 4 of CPG. CPG should always cheat. In every situation where I can, that's the way it's supposed to work. So, sorry. Oh god, that was dumb. Not paying attention. Oh, the first Mega Man is freaking, especially like, you know, Yellow Devil and other things like that. Like, part of the reason that I have not gone back to this game is because I consider it to be hellishly difficult. I think that it is a Mega Man almost in fact died after this game. Like, it almost was, this was the only Mega Man because the reception was not super great, and they almost let it die. And Mega Man 2 is basically the canonical favorite of the series because it was the first time that, you know, people actually liked it. Fuck. Yeah, the Konami code, I know that, and this is one of the things actually about, so World of Warcraft, when they released Ultwar, they actually said very explicitly, like, nobody who works for Blizzard can beat Yogg with 0 keepers up. Like, it's a thing we expect guilds to be able to do, but it's not, like, a skill set that we have. So we have designed an encounter that we cannot beat ourselves. And I don't know if they said this before or if that was like in an interview after or whatever else like that, but it was a case that they basically explicitly acknowledged, like, you know, the players are going to be better than us as developers. And that's really what you have to do when you have, you know, 10 million players of your game who are working in concert and with people who are, you know, extremely dedicated to it, is that you have to basically plan that it's going to be difficult to you know, have developers who are as good at the game as those people, because frankly, the developers have a job and a life, and many gamers don't. Oh shit. Damn it. Fuck. Hey, Proto Sam, welcome to the sponsor crew. All right. And now my alerts are too quiet because I made everything terrible. So, thank you very much, Proto Sam. I appreciate that sponsor. Alright, so we beat that level. That's cool. Alright, so now we got 15 minutes until the CPG rant. You think we can finish out Wily's stages here in the next 15 minutes? Because my guess is no. I'll see you on Friday, Mr. 32. Thanks very much for stopping by. It was a good timing. It was good timing. Thank you, live stream alerts, for that lucky timing. Alright, I need some stuff. Are these Gutsman things, or are they... They are. Oh, can't get that. Okay, I have to use my magnet beam, which I don't care about. Oh, geez. Okay, so this is Boss Rush 2. So I need Fire, Ice, Thunder, Hyper. Fire, Ice, Thunder, okay. We'll just tough it out. No, don't use all my electric beam. But yeah, so Mega Man 2, Mega Man 3. Mega Man 3, I do feel like the double bosses in many of the levels in Wily's Castle kind of gets me, but... Oh, you can get a complete energy refill on this stage? Okay. It's good to know. Oh! God damn it. Hello, Eric. How's it going? I mean, I think I'll also get one like that, so... problem solved. Oh, fuck! Jesus. So my favorite, I used to think my favorite was Mega Man 3. I actually don't think that anymore. I think Mega Man 2 is my favorite. It is, I think, the best game of the series. I don't know if it's the best game of the series. It's my favorite. Mega Man 3 was my favorite for a long time, but I think that it was, it is something that I have moved away from as I've played both 2 and 3 more. I think 3 was my first one, and so I have a lot of nostalgia for it. Never had 2 when I was growing up, and so for me, as we all know, nostalgia is a huge factor for me in everything that I actually like, and so this is no exception. I find Mega Man 3 to still be the one that I have the most nostalgia for, but not the one I like the most. So, hey Eric, welcome. Oh my. But yeah, so I've had a fun week because I've been maintaining a playlist of cool YouTube videos, hanging out with Brad and Leif and Jose and other people who stopped by. As I was explaining earlier, YouTube Gaming is testing a new feature called Lounges. Lounges basically allow you to run a playlist of content with watching at the same time. So if you've ever used Rabbit or other like social playback services like that, it's like that, only instead of stealing their content, you just play it in a YouTube playlist that you can all watch and hang out together. So people still get paid their ad money, people still get paid their YouTube Red money, you can, you know, support creators, and you can also kind of discover cool content. So I've been trying to maintain a playlist of cool content 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and done pretty well so far, I think. I've had a couple of repeats accidentally, but mostly done pretty good, and it's been fun, so... Stingray, I'm loving it. I think it's something that, you know, you'd have to ask the other people who hang out in my lounge what they think about it. It is exactly what I wanted for that feature. God damn it. Oh fuck! Oh, spikes! Spikes. Thank you again for sponsoring Proto Sam. I appreciate it. Well, yeah, I mean, they're not exactly well advertised at the moment either, right? So at the moment, it's very much a beta feature. As I said earlier, if I was the developers, the question I would be asking myself is, like, is this even a feature that people will use? Jesus Christ. The other thing you can do if you want kind of a heads up, sometimes when I'm streaming in the lounge, I will toss kind of interesting videos or streams or other things like that that I see into a lounge specific channel in my Discord. So if you hop into Discord, I will sometimes post there, you know, as I'm watching things. I'm basically in there all the time though. The only thing that I wish that I could do that I can't do at the moment is add live streams to it. I know this weekend, or you know, a little bit ago, at some point this weekend, I was like, you know, hanging out with Brad and we were watching something in the lounge, and then 10-minute break came on and was streaming a game that we both wanted to watch, and I was like, you know, I really wish that I could just add this live stream here and stream this in the lounge, and I can't do that yet, but I'm taking a look at the code and seeing if maybe I can even just figure out how to add it myself. You know, this is something that's kind of encouraged at Google, is for developers to, you know, all the code is open, anyone can, you know, submit a change anywhere, etc., etc. But I generally don't do it just because it's oftentimes faster for other people to work on these things. But this is a case where, you know, I want it badly enough that I might try and take on a little bit of responsibility and say, hey, you know, I'm going to help out with this part of it. Can you please, you know, help me figure out how to make this change? Okay, I can't do that. Like, I cannot make that jump. I have to use the magnet beam. So yeah, I thought that I was doing something wrong and I just needed to be better at platforming, but no, that is just designed to be beaten in a certain way, and I wasn't using that approach. So smart, it's good. So for all of you sponsors or non-sponsors, I'm curious if you know, you have any ideas on what you would want to see as far as so one of the things that I've said is that I will try and take money that I get from sponsorships and from Patreon and everything else like that and spend it on things for targeted at creators. So I can buy my own toys. I've bought my own, you know, I've got my own green screen, I've got my own camera and filters and tripods and everything else like that, and I can spend, you know, that money myself. But the money that other people are giving me, I want to give back to the community in the form of giving to creators. So that's why I did the VidCon giveaway. That's why I did the equipment giveaway. I want to know, and Stingray I think suggested a PAX East ticket giveaway, which I think is a good idea, and I'm thinking about how to do that. And I need to look into the mechanics of how those tickets are sold, because I think there's a lottery involved. I have a green screen, I'm just not using it, Soy Bomb. Alright. Yeah, so effectively, or Chaos, I've been thinking about lounges as, you know, hosting for VODs. Being able to include live streams in that, I think, would be a nice plus, even without the ability to kind of keep it as always a thing. Like, you have to keep editing them or adding them or whatever else like that. And if a live stream finishes, it goes on to the next one. I still think that that's a great way of thinking about it, and is the way I've been thinking about it. So. So the lounge is basically just like it's a URL that you go to, and it is a all right. This is so basically you just show up there at gaming.youtube.com/chrisplaysgames/lounge. In fact, if you type !lounge, you can actually even go there now if you're on a computer or something else like that. So that'll give you a link, and the lounge is basically just a place you can go, and it will have videos playing. Hopefully, did that not work? Did I not add that command like I thought I did? Maybe Nightbot's not connected to my chat anymore. I should look into that. Oh no, he's there. There he goes. So as far as so one of the things that I personally feel about it is that I'm treating the lounge as like I don't know, I kind of like the air of mystique, like you're here or you're not. aspect of it, in the same way that, you know, live streams kind of are sometimes. That's a kind of a personal thing, and I've been considering, you know, how to do that or whatever else like that. So the key thing about it, Soybomb, from my perspective, is that yes, it's just YouTube videos, but you can watch them with other people, which I think is cool. I think that being able to watch videos with other people gives you a much nicer experience, and someone who is a big YouTube, you know, user, but not like a huge person in the live streaming or gaming community or anything else like that, was basically saying the same thing, which is that, you know, I'm watching way more YouTube now that Chris has this lounge set up, and partially that's just because, you know, we've got a good chat going, you got a good community, I'm a good curator and pick out good videos, but, you know, with other people's suggestions, I've been able to find cool stuff that I wouldn't have been able to find. So like, Matt the Dev, aka Dog, gets suggested First We Feast, channel I'd never heard of before. Today we added, or from Mark Eichen suggestions on Friday, we added Alex Steele, who does like steel working and other things like that. So I've been able to find like a bunch of cool YouTube channels that I wouldn't have been able to, because I've been able to kind of take suggestions from people and watch them with people, and by kind of following along that path, I'm able to see both things that are interesting for me about like what other people want to watch, and so on and so forth, but also just learn things about YouTube content creation myself. You know, we can talk about like, hey, did you like that camera trick? Like, what do you think of the sound here? And talk about some of the things that we dislike. And so, you know, it's different to watching videos on your own. Now, of course, if you're not into like social watching, then you're not going to be into it. But this is a thing I've been doing now for months. So, I have watched SciShow, Stingray. I like SciShow. So. Hello, Retro Queen Gamer. Welcome to the stream. All right. I don't need to fill up on anything, so. Oh, fuck! I did it! Damn it! I knew! I switched to the bait, and then I did the... God damn it. Shit. So, Stingray, while people are watching the lounge, it will always be progressing. So, the lounge state basically just loops through. Effectively, it's just a constant loop through a playlist of videos. And so, like, I am saving copies of all of the videos that are in the lounge. In fact, I started this a little bit late, but since Friday, I've put something like 280 different videos in the lounge, and I have a playlist that has all of them, and then I have the current playlist, which currently has like 70 videos, which at the moment is like, you know, 18 hours of videos in it. And then I just kind of add things throughout the day. You know, I'll open up my recommendations page and pull things that are recommended off of there or anything else like that. So. Oh fuck! I did play something. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. I don't have to start all over, do I? Oh, I hope it didn't make me... No, I don't think that's... I think this is gonna be it. The Seagulls video was very good. Did I just totally screw this up? I haven't... Oh my god! I don't have a save state! Oh, you've got to be shitting me. I can't believe that they make you do that. Okay, well, I guess... Fuck. I had unlimited continues. I wasn't... Oh. Yeah, now my CPG rant should be like, this game fucking sucks. That's a shitty design. Somebody had to have thought of that, right? Like, that can't be on purpose. Hello, Retro Queen Gamer. I'm doing good, but I'm really upset that I just set myself back like 35 minutes to a part that I died on 1,000,000 times to do it again because I fucking wasn't paying attention and pushed the wrong damn button. Jesus Christ. So actually the CPG rant is on a slightly related topic. So we're gonna pause this here, and in the background, while the CPG rant is going to go on, I am going to we'll pause this. I'm gonna make my way. I'm gonna take a break and walk around, and I may play a little bit in the background to get past this stupid part. But we are going. Shut up, Soy Mom. You're right, but I mean, it's really just streaming. Like I wasn't paying attention. Anyway, it's time for the CPG rants of the evening. The CPG rants of the evening is where I give you a little bit of peace of my mind on something in the world. So sit back and relax. I'm going to tell you a little bit about World of Warcraft fans and how they're dumb. Vanilla World of Warcraft sucked. Why does VLC fucking not work? Just a second. We're going to have to try this again. I like that start. Alrighty. Alright, what do we got here? Let's try this again. Vanilla World of Warcraft sucked. And you should take off your goddamn rose-colored glasses and accept it. I'm the Chris who plays games, and this is your CPG rant of the evening. For the years in which I have been a member of the World of Warcraft community, I have consistently heard people saying, I wish we could go back to vanilla. Vanilla, of course, being the original release of WoW before the expansions. People have said this for all kinds of reasons. I think the raids were better. I really like the realm-wide progression. I really feel they've dumbed down the game and everything else like that. There are a million different reasons that people say that they should go back to earlier days of WoW, and every single one of them is goddamn stupid. The reason that the game has changed is because the understanding of game design has changed, the understanding of what people want from a game has changed, and they've added millions of quality of life improvements to make the game easier and more accessible and everything else like that to enjoy. Not necessarily to play, but to enjoy. It is absolutely the case that the things that they have done have been designed towards giving people a better overall experience and have done that in a massive way. And everyone who's out there saying, oh, I wish we could go back to the days of vanilla WoW, or oh, I wish we could do that again, or oh, don't you remember these things, is setting aside all the things they didn't like in favor of the things that they did like, while ignoring all of the things that go with that. So for example, realm-wide progression is a big one. When in the early days of vanilla WoW, there was a whole effort that had to be done by the entire realm in order to unlock certain parts of the game. So you would work together with a large group in order to turn in skins or crystals or whatever else like that. You would farm these items day in and day out in order to complete some task, ideally before someone else did, and be part of this realm-wide experience. And while that is a theoretically great thing to have, having teams or a camaraderie of spirit that you can have together to work towards something, and something that does not exist in modern WoW, the problem is that by making this something that only people who are there at a certain time can participate in, you have ruined the game for all the people who aren't there at the same time. They don't get to have that same experience. So realm-wide progression meant that, yes, we all collected 40 bajillion leather skins to turn into this thing, and then that unlocked this new part of the quest chain, but if you joined the game after that, or if you had to go on vacation for the 2 weeks that it was going on, or whatever else like that, you got nothing. You got no participation, you got no enjoyment, you got no anything else like that. And that's silly. And the other thing is that, you know, realms at the time were based on, you joined based on where your friends were, you would have recommendations and everything else like that, but there was a massive imbalance, and so some realms were very empty and quiet and everything else like that, but just never complete it. You'd have people who would be participating and turning in 40,000 leather skins or whatever it took, and not be able to even see the end result because they only got to 39,500, and then that was all they could do. They couldn't get any more. It's dumb. The other thing is attunement. Attunement was the idea that you gain some level of reputation in order to access certain things. If you were tuned to one thing, you could do one thing. If you're tuned to another thing, you could do another thing. I didn't really understand it, but it sounded like a massive amount of grinding in order to get access to play parts of the game, or you had to have someone who had done this amount of grinding in order to get access to it. As someone else pointed out, you know, nobody liked attunement, and someone said, you know, well, I liked attunement as long as I was the one who was attuned. Because that's exactly what it is. It is making some people special and needing them when you don't actually need them. It is creating a false role for somebody just so that you can make them feel better about the things that they're trying to do. The third thing is that the game was just designed to be a bitch and a half. Yes, World of Warcraft was more accessible than any game that came before it. But the amount of inaccessibility there was is ridiculous. Like, for example, if you wanted to get to one of the raid dungeons, you would have to work your way through a large part of a non-raid dungeon in order to get there. A dungeon that could take hours when you were initially playing through it, and while granted it's much easier later on, it is still the case that you had to battle your way through an instance that you did not care about in order to get to the thing you actually did care about. And that level of ridiculousness was there all the time, all the way through the game. Take, for example, another failure is the need to downrank spells or the need to have people just spam the same button over and over. There was literally probably 5 people in any given raid who had to push one button over and over and over again, and in some cases had to wait long periods of time for their mana to regain in order to keep the raid alive. And if anyone managed those things less than perfectly, all 40 of you failed and had to go out and try again. The game was completely inaccessible to the average person. Now, while World of Warcraft these days has many things that people may say are too easy, the reality is that it's following the general trends of game design and development and where games are moving. The fact that World of Warcraft still exists at all in a world where Candy Crush Saga and you know, free-to-play microtransaction games are the norm is actually somewhat amazing. And while it certainly has fallen off its peak number of subscribers of 15 million back 9 years ago or whatever else it was, the chances that the reality of that game still existing in its current form is actually very impressive and the result of constant changing. If the game was like it was in vanilla, nobody would be playing it anymore. It was a stupid fucking game with stupid fucking things that didn't make any goddamn sense from an enjoyment or gameplay or fun perspective. The first release of World of Warcraft was a product of its time, but its time was 2002. A product of its time is not a compliment of a game 15 years later. World of Warcraft has adapted. Blizzard has adapted to the change in gaming, has adapted to the change in player needs, has adapted to create the game more accessible while maintaining an acceptable high level of difficulty, while realizing that people are now much more expert at combining their efforts to beat things, while at the same time attempting to create something that can create an enjoyable challenge for the vast majority of people. It is an environment that is impressive in its scale and scope, an environment which is amazing to many of the people who play it every day or every week. But to look back at the game that existed 15 years ago and say that that was the pinnacle of World of Warcraft, you're delusional. And so to everyone who says, I want vanilla WoW servers, but I wanted to have all the quality of life improvements that have been added to WoW since then, I say, no, fuck you. The developers have avoided putting up classic WoW servers for a very long time, and the reason is because classic WoW sucked. And the fact that people have run it as private servers and have made money off of it as private servers, and that there are millions of people who do this and everything else like that is not evidence that this is a thing that should be done. Vanilla WoW sucked. Don't give them the quality of life experience. You want vanilla WoW? Take it or leave it. Because we've been saying for a decade that you should leave it as the developers. I haven't, but the developers have. And the fact that you come in now and say, oh, I want the good parts but not the bad parts. Well, no shit, Sherlock. That's what we're trying to build for you. To give you the goddamn good parts while still keeping you interested in an ongoing developing story. Vanilla WoW was a shit show. Take off your rose-colored glasses and accept it. On the Chris Who Plays Games has been your CPG rant of the evening. And welcome back. So, yeah, I think that's my strongly stated opinion. Of course, it didn't suck as much as this stupid game. Jeez Louise. Alright, hold on, I think this is too loud. So Stingray, so the problem is that, like, the developers have basically been saying, so here's the problem. the gamers have been saying, all you've done forever is ruin the game. All you do is, and this is similar to YouTube, right? People are like, I want the old YouTube back. I want the YouTube of 2011 back. And there are aspects in which the YouTube of 2011 is good. But then you say, okay, well, did you like the fact that nobody could get paid when they made a great video? And they're like, no, I want the YouTube of 2011 back, but people get paid. And you're like, okay, well, did you want the part of YouTube where videos could only be 480p? And they're like, no, I really like 1080p videos. And it's like, okay, well, do you want the YouTube where people spent 7% of the time watching the buffer spinner, where the buffer spinner was literally the second most popular website on the internet? And they're like, no, I don't want that part of YouTube. I just want it to be just like it was back then, but without all the bad parts. And I feel the same way with that. It's like YouTube without the bad parts is not YouTube of 2011. And so I think that's a like, you can say I want X, but if you say you want X, like, do you actually want X? Is that actually what you want? Or do you want some, approximation that you've got in your head that isn't actually, that never existed in real life? And for that, it's not that you couldn't say, I really wish that I could replay the initial storyline that was included in vanilla World of Warcraft. I think that might be an interesting, like, that's a reasonable and interesting point. I think that the realm-wide progression system, the opening of the gates of Encourage, and other things like that are interesting to think about how you would play through it again. But that's not what players have been saying. Players have basically, I mean, for practically speaking a decade, for as long as I have been in the World of Warcraft community, have been saying, developers, you guys suck. Like, look at all the shit you do now. I want to go back to when you were good. And it has the same feel to me. And that's why I look at it and kind of take this bullshit tack, which is like, you don't get to be like, oh, I don't like any of the things you've done except for all the parts of it that you like. And so I also share the desire of the experience, some of the shared experience of, opening the gates of Encourage, of the shared experience of bringing the 40,000 skins, of doing whatever else like that. But the reality is that the reason that the game has moved away from those things is not because the developers didn't like those storylines, but for all the reasons that I brought up, that they didn't actually work for the vast majority of players. Like, that's what the difference is. Oh, jeez Louise. Fucking hell. So Cowdizzle, as someone who has been working on the area of video quality on YouTube since 2015, I can say that the video quality and performance of YouTube today is definitely much better. I think since 2015, so I joined the company in 2014, and since I joined the company, we have reduced the number of error screens that users see, like where the video stops playing and you just see like a gray fuzzy screen, by a factor of 4x. We have reduced the amount of time that people spend waiting for something to buffer by 4x as well. And to me, those are kind of nice things. There are some aspects of the YouTube of 2015 that I miss, but I certainly love YouTube Red. I love being able to play in the background. I love being able to do other things like that, and those are things that you couldn't get from older YouTube as well. I want to fucking... other things that have improved since 2015, I really enjoy that YouTube now allows you to, make money when you're disputing a content ID claim. So if someone, improperly claims your video via content ID, not that that's happened to anyone like me, causing me to lose thousands of dollars, you still get paid that money now. So that's a thing. I appreciate that YouTube has the ability to live stream, so that's a thing. I appreciate YouTube gaming. These are all things that are kind of new in that time frame. So Yeah, that was literally in the chat that this was brought up in, Jose. The World of Warcraft example was compared directly to, you know, the MAGA experience. Like, you want to go back to an experience that never existed for the vast majority of people who you are, you know, asking to participate in it. You know, make America great again for the, you know, the portion of people it was great for. Okay, fine. Like, I will acknowledge that there are people, especially, you know, in some parts of this country, who are suffering a lot more now than they did in the 50s. I also think that there are also people who are suffering a lot less. And so to say, like, let's go back to that time when overall the you know, wings of justice bend ever towards better, is something that I'm a little bit like, you know, like maybe that's not the right trade-off to make. And when I say maybe, I mean definitely that's not the right trade-off to make. Please go down and not up. I don't want you to freaking kill me like you keep doing. Alright, let's go ahead and grab this. I don't know which creator you're talking about, Org. Apparently I don't like somebody, but I don't know who it is. Oh yeah. That's right. Tap dance my... I pushed the wrong button. Well, that's gonna be a... There we go. Oh, Jim Sterling. Got it. I don't know, Jim Sterling is just I mean, there's a lot of people in the YouTube community who I dislike because of my association with them through work. And so, like, Jim Sterling and, God damn it, like Nostalgia Critic and other people like that, it's like they're probably perfectly fine people, but because I work at YouTube and I've just had to deal with so much shit of people who, you know, drastically misunderstand their situation, or take things that they say, like Jim Sterling probably makes perfectly reasonable points, but because he makes them to an audience that doesn't understand what he's talking about, instead I get to deal with the not reasonable version of his points, and those are more, you know, less helpful. Fuck! There we go. Oh, jeez Louise. Oh yeah, so if anyone's still around, actually, who was asking about the lounge, I wanted to quickly show off what it looks like, which it's gonna feel very familiar for anyone who has been in a live stream ever, is basically like when I pull up the lounge, I just push this button here, hopefully. So lounge is basically like, currently it's streaming The Celebrity Millionaires of Competitive Gaming, which is a Vice documentary about esports, and so I can hang out here, I can chat, whatever. When I'm not live, if I go to my channel page, it's going to be in the top bar, and you'll be able to click, you know, right here, click watch now, and join the lounge. So that is, oh, I like that it's it's doing the thing. It's a looping loop. Anyway, and so these are just that's just another way of hanging out, watching videos. You can do that anytime, and like I said, I'm trying to keep it full of interesting stuff all the time that you may not have seen before. So that's part of the goal. Yes, I did this already, Stingray. I stupidly picked stage select instead of continue, and on the Wily stage, if you pick stage select, it resets you to the beginning of the Wily stage when you go back to it. I have no idea why it does that, and I consider it to be an absolutely horrible design. This is the only Mega Man game I can think of that makes that, you know, choice/mistake, but... So, Cowdozy, you can't get there very easily when I'm live streaming, because the link at the top is to my live stream instead. If you stash this link that's in the description, or if you navigate to my channel when I'm not live, it'll be a prominent link at the top, and you will see it there. Okay, so this is who I attack with Cutman. Damn it! Okay, and I have to get through this entire thing without dying. Awesome. Oh yeah, Brad, you mentioned that, and it wasn't reproducing on my computer, and I need to look at that. So, no, lounges aren't available to the public. They're still in a like super early. They're still in like a super early beta test. You're right, Stingray. I should have put a save state down before when I was on fucking stage 4 of Wily, so that I could like not be a douche nozzle and reset and have to come and do all this shit again. But no, here I am, fucking dying over and over. God, I'm like letting my anger impact my gameplay. This is how bad it is. So lounges are not open to the public. I begged to get in, and I've been doing a ton of debugging around them, so that's the only reason that I have it. Yes, douche nozzle, that is correct. Well, you don't want to be there now, because now I'm here. Also, the lounge, the videos, the videos that are in there right now are intentionally a little bit less interesting. I put in some long plays there so that there would be something to watch, but it was not my intent that people would want to watch something other than me. That would be silly. Duh. All right, get out of here, Brad. You can't leave me. Hello, Psycho Mike 999. Vice is way cooler. Wow. Harsh words for me, Cowdizzle. Harsh words. True words, but harsh words nonetheless. Lounge against the machine. Take care, Celso. Have a great night. Yeah, so right now, early tech demo, designed to figure out what works, what doesn't work, do people actually hang out and chat in them, and everything else like that. And so, like I said, I am not, like, you know, working directly on the project. I've been doing, you know, developer-y things, helping test and debug and everything else like that, and collecting feedback, but not participating directly. But if I was the developer working on this right now, the questions that I would have would be, you know, how often are people chatting? How often are people showing up? How often are creators, you know, editing them, and other things like that. So this is definitely the way that we've been rolling out, you know, backstage piecemeal to people, and everything else like that, to kind of get a feel for, is this actually working? Do people like it? Is it successful? And that's a kind of common way to roll in YouTube land. Hello, Flashman. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, so I don't monetize the lounge. All of the videos playing get monetized by the creators. So I can monetize it a little bit by putting my own videos in there if I think they're actually going to be interesting enough for people to stay. So it will run ads and everything else like that, the same as a normal video would. So the creator whose content is being watched is the one who's going to get paid. No, I mean, I think that's true. Shit, this is gonna go poorly. I really hope I have an extra life. Oh, Brad said that the thing I was describing. I'm sorry. I was not attempting to ignore you, Brad. I'm just bad at reading chat while playing games. Alright. I will wreck you, Mega Man. Shit. He's gonna wreck me, isn't he? Get wrecked. Get wrecked. Come on, get wrecked. Do not wreck me. Yes. Okay. I did not think I was going to make that. I only had one hit from him and I would have died, but because of the way that I was pause glitching him, I made it through. Ugh! Is that how I do it? This is the horns? Like this? I don't know how to... horns. You drop something other than stupid point pellets I don't care about. So yeah, right now it's a super, like I said, the only reason I have access to it is because I work at YouTube. There's a couple other people who have lounges. I know that I've seen Stat and O'Nickel both popularize their lounges via social media. So you know that's something that exists. I was sort of joking. I mean, if I was actually trying to do it, this is how I would do it. But I think that it's like this. That's how I would do it if I was gonna try. I was being a little bit silly. That's I love you. I don't know. I don't know, that feels wrong. I know how to say more because so Julie actually learned sign language as a this is actually a really common thing now, is to teach small children a small amount of sign language before they can speak. And so Julie actually spoke sign language, and the sign for more was one of her favorites. So. Oh, by the way, Mark, I think we have been watching a fair amount of Alex Steele, and although I think Jose's complaint was, why can't they ever do something beautiful instead of a weapon? And then I showed him the recent Poppy that Alex Steele did, and he was like, actually, let's just go back to weapons. I like that one, Sam. Ah, you, dude. 1. Thanks for subscribing, Retro Queen Gamer. 2. 3. Okay, let's switch to this guy. Boom. But yeah, so we've been watching a bunch of Alex Steele. I also wandered into Hoffman Blacksmithing and the Samurai Carpenter. So we watched a nail-less workbench build from the Samurai Carpenter, as well as something. God damn it! As well as something else. So, oh, Cowdizzle, are you caught up on Gold Rush, by the way? I am chuckling bemusedly. Take care, Flash. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great night. Oh, shit. That sounds awesome, Proto Sam. So this is one of the things, right? Is that because, while I'm streaming, I get these, channel recommendations or other things like that. But one of the things that I never do is I never get a chance to, watch them with other people and figure out, what do they like? What do they not like? And so, for example, I now know that, Brad is not a huge fan of outdoorsy backpacking videos, at least not the ones that I found so far. Jose, like me, is seems to be at least a somewhat decent fan of kind of abandoned exploration type stuff. We did all make a lot of fun of this one guy who does Abandoned with Josh, I think is what it was called, and he does a series of abandoned urban exploration stuff, and it's pretty good. The problem was that in this case that he I think that he got rushed for time on a video, and so he went to a place that was clearly not abandoned. It was not in active use maybe, but not abandoned, and was oh, look at all this, it's this and that and all this other stuff. And I was like, dude, there's freaking, you know, fire suppression gear that was installed in 2009. Like, I know the look of an old fire detector, like smoke detector, and that is not it. So this place is clearly like, yeah, it's not currently in use, but that's not the same as freaking abandoned. So hello, Chrissy Art. Yeah, so Joe Robinette is the one that Jose likes. So he does like backcountry, like bush camping. I've also realized that, like, with this setup, you know, for my normal like social watching streams, I try and keep the videos short because I know I'm only going to be there for like an hour, hour and a half, maybe, you know, it's Friday nights, whatever else like that. But I don't have the ability to do like really long videos. Whereas with the lounge, like, I can do like 30-minute videos or 10-minute videos, which I wouldn't normally do in a social watching session because then there just wouldn't be that very many of them. And so having that freedom means that I can include things that I wouldn't have otherwise, like, you know, kind of longer tutorials or things like what was the like primitive technology videos. Primitive technology videos are something I can include. Now granted, those don't have sound, and I'm a little bit like, I like to have sound in the background while I work, but yes, he definitely does seem to be drinking tasty beer. I agree. But so I watched this girl who was doing a through hike of the Pacific Coast Trail. Yeah, so I had Adam's Daily Carry was a video earlier in the thing, so. Oh, god damn it. Oh, fuck! It was right there! Damn it. Alright, so I have one life left. Just freaking die. Just die and reset that way. I'm not gonna go ahead and go around again. I am gonna save state though. Well, I'm gonna die and then save state. So I'm gonna save state before I do this because otherwise I think it would be bad. Quick save, 1. Alright. The guy who takes the wrong meds at work doesn't seem like a good... That seems like a problem, Cowdizzle. Anyway, hello Chrissy Art Marine, by the way. Earlier today we also watched... so we watched a Bob Ross episode, and I was interested because I've never watched a full Bob Ross episode before, so that was a new thing to me. So I was basically doing, you know, Twitch presents Bob Ross, only I could just do my own on any content on YouTube. But I was... So we were watching Bob Ross, and I watched it, and I was like, you know, I've watched a lot more of the Art Sherpa. The Art Sherpa is one of my patrons, and they're cool, you know, husband and wife couple who do art tutorials on YouTube. And I was curious about like what the differences were between like Bob Ross and Art Sherpa's style. So I went ahead and added one of Art Sherpa's videos into the lounge and watched that afterwards. It was interesting to kind of compare the very like mellow, chill, laid back style as well as the painting style of Bob Ross versus that. So, oh geez, Cowdizzle, that sounds horrifying. Right. Oh god. Okay. Firestorm. Yeah, it did not go well. I have to do the whole goddamn thing again? No, I don't. Okay, good. There we go. probably a better way to do that, but I don't know what it is, so. Oh, god damn it! It's a very weird choice, Cow. This is one of the things that working in it's a jail, right? Not a prison. Am I getting that right? Working in a jail provides you a lot of interesting stories, but not necessarily ones that you would want to tell at the Thanksgiving dinner table. Oh. Seriously? Alright. Ow! Ooh, woo! Okay, we're good. We're good. All's well. We're good. Oh, extra life, fall into the pit. I do want to know, I want to know if Mega Man's, like, boss, like, item drops are actually fully random. They don't feel fully random, they never have. I feel like I feel like it's not, but I want to know. Like, so there was a guy who's doing a Retro Game Mechanics Explained series, and so he's walked through a lot of how, like, how do games use random number generators? Like, what do the random number generators do? And everything else like that. And I really want him to, like, dig out the code that does item dropping, but, and work that out. So, the comments on sponsorship thing should work on all channels, I think. Not sure. Or, I assume you mean badges on YouTube comments. But one of these days, I'm gonna fucking learn. Day is not this day. How many times has a game story made me cry? You mean different games, or just times? The Last of Us always gets me. I believe it only works on badges at the moment. Emoji is a separate problem. So, I don't know, The Last of Us does it every time. The intro story in The Last of Us always gets me. I can't, like, I'm always bad at thinking, like, I cry at so much stuff that it's hard for me to even think about. It's not like it's that special of an occasion for me, if something makes me cry. I cry at The Incredibles, I cry at I cry at freaking everything. I cry at Ocean's 11, so, yeah. But I don't know if, I can't think of any games, I can't think of what games would make me cry in general, so, give me some examples of a game that you think might make me cry. And the answer will probably be yes, but I'll answer it to the best of my ability. hell! I've not played that Dragon Cancer, and the reason is because I know that game would make me cry. I've watched enough of it to know that it's just not, it's not a game for me because I don't think it would be fun. It's too emotional. There's another one in the same vein. Oh, Brothers. Yeah, I definitely Brothers brought me to tears. Oh, it doesn't? Really? Okay. Well, I don't know. One of my sponsors, who is also a PM for YouTube Gaming, keeps oh, this is not who I want to be using. Keeps leaving comments on my videos that say like testing sponsor the whatever. I can pause glitch with all these? Oh, I didn't know that. Well, that'll probably be a good idea. Fuck. Cheat all the way, baby. Alright. Nice. I feel like dipping Pop-Tarts in ranch dressing, I feel like is its own punishment. Fuck! Seriously? Get off of me. Okay, not gonna be able to beat him with one hit left. That's not gonna work. Alright, cool. My daughter does the dipping pizza in ranch dressing thing. I mean, I basically feel like if you want to eat a food, you should eat it however you want. I don't feel like I should be policing it, you know? It's just you are who you are. There's no reason to feel bad about that. I'm not the food police. Seriously? I got no hits off of that? Please. You can offer as many as you want, Proto Sam. At this point, I feel like cheating all the way through is what I got. I mean, really, I should have gone back and not like done this with more lives, but there you go. Really? Oh. Okay. I don't have much fire. I should have listened to you before I went and did that, but whatever. The final boss or the Ah. Okay. Oh no! No! Okay. Fire it is. Let's do it. This is gonna be the run. This is gonna do it. Yes! Oh, we got all the sponsors in the house. Get a CPG hat emoji in the chat for me, because I'm awesome. You can see how awesome I am by all the cheating I had to do. Take it. Boom. Mega Man has ended the evil domination of Dr. Willy and restored peace. However, the never-ending battle continues until all destructive forces are defeated. Boom, boom, boom. Do, 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 Hey look, Mega Man's now a human. So I guess he was never really a robot? I don't really understand that end scene. Feels a bit flawed. I mean, I guess he always had hair, because you see that at the beginning of Mega Man 2 or whatever, but... Take care, Stingray! Have a great night! The sound programmer was Yuki-chan's papa. There you go. Presented by Capcom USA. That's right. With a comma at the end, because they didn't have exclamation marks in their font set. Okay. So that was the end of Mega Man 1. However, that's not the end of our night because we've still got a little ways to go here. We're going to jump right into playing Mega Man 2. Mega Man 2 is my favorite game in the series, and I hope that you will enjoy it as well. Just give me 1 second here to do the needful. I really don't like that you can't do things anyway. Alright. We got Stingray, thank you very much for being here all night long. I appreciate it, and thank you for the raid. It's been lovely to have you, and have a great night. Alright. We're gonna make our way through the stages, and we're gonna see what we can do here. That's awesome, Proto Sam. We were also talking about, so Jess was talking about just recently, there's actually a guy who is completely blind and was able to play through all of Ocarina of Time. And so and when I say blind, I don't mean in the way that we usually mean it, but in the way that, you know, he's literally can't see anything. He plays entirely by sound. I am clearly not off to a good start. I'm just gonna die because I don't want to start off my run down a life. We're gonna take this the way it deserves to be taken. It's pay the price. So Mega Man 2 is a game that actually I was going to do a race against Soybomb in at one point. He had asked me to, and I had said, like, it sounded like a good idea, but I felt bad because, you know, he was going to beat it in like 45 minutes and I'd take like 2 hours. So I spent a while doing... I spent a while playing this game just to get better at it. So when I was at the peak of my game, I'd played it like 6 times in 1 week, and I could beat it in about 1 hour and 5 minutes, somewhat consistently. I was doing pretty well, and that was how long it took me to get through pretty regularly. So we'll see if I'm much below that. You know, it is 11:52. My hope at the moment is really just that we'll be able to get through this before my normal 1:15 a.m. End of stream time. So that's my hope, is that we'll be able to get through this in 1 hour and 15 minutes. We'll see how it goes. I hate this section. There we go. When I was at the top of my game, I would have sailed through that, but I'm no longer at the top of my game, clearly. Taking hits left and right, falling in pits right from the start. We got nothing good going on here. Get out of here. Hey, starting off with an extra life, I'll take it. But yeah, so that's one of the things about these older games, is that, like, there's not actually a ton of code in them. I feel like, you know, I should be able to learn how to figure out how the random number generator works. That feels like a problem that is actually solvable. So throw a ball right over those mountains. I mean, I've seen you hit a ball right over those mountains, Chris GC, when watching Brad play Super Mega Baseball. So, I believe it. Alright. Oh, I should have been a little bit farther away from him so I could dodge those, but I got it. We're good. All's well. No problems. What should we play on Friday? I don't even know. And for a while there, I had like a whole string of games that I wanted to play, but I think I'm out of ideas at the moment. We did City Skylines. So I feel like I'm trying to remember if I've played Bad Dudes. I think I don't want to do Hitman yet. I don't remember. Oh, I really wanted the metal thing before I came in here, didn't I? Oh well. So I know that I don't want metal to go to metal next because the Metal Man stage has an E-tank that you can only get if you have the like a rush item, item 2 or whatever it's called. It's not rush jet in this game. And I know Heatman is the one who is susceptible to bubble lead, but I don't remember if I want to go straight to him or if there's something else that I want from somewhere else first. Bad Dudes on the NES. So I'm trying to remember if I've played Bad Dudes before or not. I feel like I know I've like played the intro of it. I don't remember if there's a reason that I didn't play through more of it. I feel like it was one of those games I did in like a play all the NES games for 5 minutes kind of night, and it didn't really pull my attention. But that would be more of a Monday game anyway. I guess the other thing that I could do is I do actually still have the game spreadsheet linked in the description below that people can make suggestions in, and I have not looked at that for a while to figure out what I'm missing. Gotcha. There's a lot of things in this game where I do wonder if they realized, like, these glitches existed, right? Like, that airman enemy, I feel like even when I'm not trying to explicitly glitch him out to disappear, I always have, like, he always just disappears on me, so, I don't know. Makes me wonder, I'm always wondering, like, how many of these things are known, and they were like, nope, just can't fix it. Like, it's a technical problem, we're gonna put that there and let it go, or what? You know, like, what leads to those decision-making processes? Do not know. Yeah, so I feel like the item 2 that I get here is what I need in order to get the E-tank in Metal Man. Obviously, in the in the speedrunners world, they wouldn't bother to get an E-tank, so it wouldn't really matter a lot or be very informative about these things. So All right. So what are some of the channels that so we liked Alex Steele. I've added there's another one that I added today. I don't know. So I've basically just been subscribing to channels. I will kind of search around, look for a channel, find it, watch 2 videos from it. If the 2 videos that I watch turn out good, then I will add it. I will subscribe to it and kind of add it into the rotation for things to think about it. A nice thing is that because I'm watching all of this content, pretty much as soon as I subscribe, YouTube is like, oh, if we show you more recommendations for content you're subscribed to, then you'll watch them. And so my homepage is basically just a shelf from every recent channel I've subscribed to, which is pretty useful because then I can be like You Suck at Cooking. Oh yeah, You Suck at Cooking. Oh man, totally awesome channel. Never seen it before. I don't remember if someone suggested it to me or if I just picked it up from recommendation and actually watched it or whatever, but you know, usually I think of You Suck at Cooking and I thought it was like a cooking channel, and it sort of is a cooking channel. It's about cooking, but it's set up as it's much more of a humor piece. It's the whole thing is just like humorous. The whole thing is set up to intentionally be humorous, and I did not expect that when I was originally watching it, and so that was a fun thing to learn, and I highly recommend You Suck at Cooking. They're some of the favorite videos we've seen. Pretty much everyone who's been in the lounge has been like, these are pretty good. So You Suck at Cooking. Yes, exactly, Mark. We got the Samurai Carpenter. We got Hoffman Blacksmithing. Hoffman Blacksmithing, I think, has some room to learn from Alex Steele. I think one thing that I learned is that, you know, so Alex Steele does a lot of these. I mean, they're steelwork projects, right? They're projects that he's, you know, using this big fancy steel melting hammer, and so he heats up steel and then hammers it and then heats it up and then hammers it some more and blah blah blah. All right, so what do I have to? I have to. All right, there we go. But one of the things that he does that Hoffman Blacksmithing doesn't do is that they both use music in their background, but Alex Steele uses music but also mixes in audio recordings of the metalwork going on. So the hammer pounding or the sander grinding or the other things like that. And I think that actually gives a very, like, you want the music to be primary, but having that noise in the background actually provides a very nice, I think I actually just want to use this for this guy, right? A very nice kind of environmental sense of you know, what's actually going on, you know, kind of the forces involved and other things like that. That's very useful to provide kind of an environmental affect of the environment. And I think that that's something that, you know, I'm like, okay, well, that's something to learn if you're doing making. Even if you want to use music as your primary background, you'll want to mix in the actual sound. And so I didn't realize that as much, Mark, but that's another trick that I've learned, is basically if you're making cuts and you have sound, make your cuts on a downbeat or something else like that in the track. So I've learned this with drone videos, and the way that I learned that was just watching. I always felt like, you know, the Auto Awesome movies that Google Photos gave me were like, I felt like there was something about them that kind of made them different from my own content, and I didn't know exactly what it was. And I figured out eventually that the thing that it was making scene changes on a beat makes a huge difference in how you think about it. So if your brain knows to expect, like, this is a beat transition, this is a beat transition, it works much better. So I've noticed that in like Great Big Story and other things like that as well. Now that I'm paying attention to it. So. So this level also has more of the jumping puzzle games that I say, like, if this turned into a game, I would play it. And everyone else thinks that I'm crazy for saying that. This level has more of those. Careful use of knockback to make progress. I don't need to refill any of my things because they refill when you start the level. Excellent. And then at one point we were watching these urban explorers, and so I think there was one that was like exploring the tunnels under the suburbs of Chicago, and I'm from the suburbs of Chicago, so I was like, okay, fine, you know, whatever. Turns out they were talking about Hinsdale, which is a suburb of Chicago. That's fine. And the video just wasn't all that great, and I looked at it and I'm like, oh, okay, well, you know, this kid only has 1,000 subscribers. Like, I can sort of see how, you know, his kind of crappy camera work, and basically like he's just wandering a storm drain. Like, this isn't all that interesting of content, but whatever, you know, he's a kid who's making a video, and good for him, right? Going out there and putting something together, like going out exploring with friends and having fun doing it. That's great. And then the next one I watched was like another urban exploring video, and it was from a channel with like 150,000 subs, and I was like, okay, cool, like this will probably be better, and it was worse. The guy was like just completely, it was junk. It was like the worst video, one of the worst videos we've seen. The audio editing was terrible. He was doing an abandoned place exploration in Portland's Forbidden City, but didn't tell you anything about Portland's Forbidden City, which is this old, like, you know, series of now abandoned military bases. And, you know, oh fuck, that was dumb. I knew that was gonna work poorly, and now I've totally fucked myself. Because this is way easier if you just go straight across. But I had to go for that extra life, didn't I? I mean, I've done it successfully. This is one of those things where, like, I have made this work before. The fact that I did not that time is not evidence that it's not possible. Alright, that's enough. That should get me across. And now I don't have a life to distract me, so I'll just go right across. And so these are things that like, and so I've learned that I like things like, you know, sweeping cinematic shots as transitions. So for example, and this is something I also associate to some extent with reality TV shows, is reality TV shows, they do them as quick pans, and then in like more exploring things, they'll do them as kind of slow pans. They basically will have a like an area that they're looking at, they will kind of pan across it. So this guy was doing like an exploration of like old abandoned nuclear power plant. This is the power company in the area, basically overbuilt nuclear, thinking that power demand was going to go up a lot faster than it did, and then 3 Mile Island happened and everyone hated nuclear and the regulations all went up, and then the power demand didn't show up that they were expecting. And so he was exploring, and he would, in between kind of transitions between rooms or spaces or whatever else like that he was exploring, he would basically just do, you know, they just do kind of a long pan on like a little tripod that they had. And it's, you know, again, it's very nice what you can get out of that, and it's just a cinematographic technique that I really enjoyed. And these are just things I've been learning. But yeah, so the kids in Illinois who were exploring the tunnels of Hinsdale had kind of shaky cameras and not great editing, and they were, you know, kind of making a really big deal out of the fact that, like, oh, there's a sewer grate and it opens into someone's backyard and things like that. But then the next guy did that, and he didn't even go that far. He was just like, we got into the Forbidden City, like, we've gotten lots of bad information about how to get in, and then, like, you know, like, you run into a gate and you can't get in, and you don't do a voiceover or anything that explains, like, why you couldn't get by the gate. You don't do a voiceover that explains any of these things, and I'm just like, come on, like, your job here is to communicate to us. Your job is to tell us something. And then they, like, came up to this thing, and it's like this big round sunken pit facing out towards the ocean, and he's like, wow, I wonder what the hell this was. And I'm like, it's a gun emplacement. It's where they had the big mortars to shoot out to defend the harbor, and it's like sunken down because the guns would then be protected by the hill and they could shoot over it. And it was like, you know, these are things that you could tell us, like, even if you can't tell us at the time. And then he had this, like, stupid And so he had this stupid, like, I'm just so angry about it. Oh yeah, his audio editing was terrible. Like, he was clipping on the mic, and it's like, okay, well, you're recording, you're out in the world, whatever, you're clipping on your mic, and his camera work was shoddy and blah blah blah. But then, like, not only was he clipping on the mic, he was clipping on the freaking, like, pre-recorded audio he added in after the fact. And so, like, he would make the audio really quiet when he was, like, taking footsteps, and then he would make it really loud, and, like, it would clip. And I'm like, how do you even do that? Like, how exactly do you make it such that your recorded audio clips? Like, what? How did you get 150,000 subscribers if this is the level of content production quality that's going into your thing? So you just suggested I play 600 different games, Cowdizzle? Because I feel like that's how many games there were on the NES. And I don't know if I'm up to that. I didn't expect that to work, but... yeah. So yeah, Sam, you can see that I'm clearly not as good at Mega Man as you are, but hopefully it can still be entertaining to watch someone play, even if they don't have quite the same skill level. I know there are some games that I play that when I play them really well, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't even watch you, you're so bad at this, but it's not true most of the time. Was surprised I actually had a lot of trouble following Stingray Gaming, but playing Super Mario Odyssey. So I like Super Mario, not Super Mario Odyssey, Super Mario, the spinning Galaxy. Super Mario Galaxy has been hard for me to watch because Stinger's been playing it, and I was kind of surprised by that because I really like Galaxy, but I think it's just that the kind of 3D spinning gravity affecting effects just do not go well with me as a like a viewer rather than something else. So alright, so let's pull out the heat. I liked playing it, I just can't watch it. One-hit wonder, that Woodman. What do I want to do? Who do I want to do? I love the song. I don't really love the stage. Crashman's stage is definitely not my favorite, but I love the song. And the music in this game is so good. So, StaffClickCat actually asked earlier if I could do a deconstruction of the Dr. Wily theme in Family Tracker to kind of walk through how the various instruments compare to, or, you know, work in it, which I haven't had a chance to do yet, but it's been on my to-do list for forever. Maybe I'll do that over Thanksgiving break. It is definitely the case that the music in this game is a lot better than Mega Man 1. Oh yeah, it will. Good call, Yugi. What about the gaming industry? Stingray Gaming. I don't know much about the gaming industry, really. Oh, shit. Just stand still. I don't need to change. I don't need to move. Just stand still. So yeah, I mean, I did an educational video based on how the sound worked on the NES, right? So the Rico 2A03 chip and how it worked, based on taking some information from the 8-Bit Guy videos, and then also kind of walking through a little bit of more of it myself. It is one of my better performing videos. I enjoyed making it, and it's one of the things I'm proudest of in this channel. And I would love to do more educational content. At the moment, my kind of plan is to do more creator-focused stuff, so to take some of my CPG rants, clean them up, turn them into scripted things that aren't angry, and put up a channel I'm calling Creator Observer to try and get more stuff there. I'm actually not sure that, you know, working in industry can make you an expert of it. I think it's the opposite sometimes. I know that I do not feel like I am expert in the tech industry. Alright, let's go ahead and pop the metal blades on this again. Nice. Ah, yes! Alright, cool. Bring it on. I will take you all on. There's my E-tank. And my extra life. Alright, cool. Take care, Chris GC8. That didn't go well, but that's okay. I think I need to use Airman here. Pretty sure? I mean, not need to, but can. Yes. I was thinking it was Woodman for some reason, but it is not. It is Airman, and I did not actually take a single hit, so had I known that the first time around, I probably still could have won. Oh well. Alright, we got an hour left to finish up a couple more bosses, and then head to Dr. Wily's castles. But yeah, Chris GC8, thanks for stopping by. Have a great night. Stop by the lounge this week. Tell me a channel that you want to watch, and we'll toss some stuff in there. I'm a big fan of that. But yeah, as I keep telling people, I've been trying to you know, keep content in there, but I also realize that to some extent I'm not going to be able to be 100% hands-on and maintaining stuff all the time, so I'm always looking for people who have better ideas of what I should be looking at, you know, what channels should be out there. And so I think Joe Riggs is one you mentioned that I should check out. Totally sounds like an awesome fit. And I'll do more after that. You know, if you have a favorite channel you want me to watch something from, if you got your own videos you want to convince me to drop in there. Like I said, I put in retro chat from Stingray Gaming and Soy Bomb earlier, and so on and so forth. included some of my own videos, of course, because my videos are the best, but... I think it's interesting because, like, because I've been doing various YouTube things for so long, especially because I work there, and so I'm always trying to experiment with things and understand better, and so on and so forth. I actually have a fair variety of different things. I did my 2 Minutes of Truth series over on the Christopher Schmidt channel. Of course, I've got drone videos, both edited and unedited. I've got, the things I've done on the CPG channel, from the mini VODs that I record to play on streams, and as well as the content that I've produced as CPG Rants, and so on and so forth. Okay, so now I have the full number of E-tanks and a full set of extra lives. Well, not full. I have a decent set of extra lives. But that seems pretty good. I don't remember what I'm supposed to use for this guy. Yep, that'll do. But Alright, Gaslit you, the mind map expert Amundu. I do not need a mind map. I think we discussed earlier that I think mind maps are stupid. Stupid. This music could definitely use some work. Given that you hear it after every level, I feel like doing a slightly longer loop would have not been the end of the world. Oh my! I think I'm getting tired. What do you think? Alright, extra life. Grab you. I'm sorry that the mind map video misled you, Jose. It was not an attempt to do so. I hate this level. Not too worried about missing that shit. Not going through this level again just for that. Sorry. Your shitty design is not enough. Oh! Fuck! Hate this. This is the only part of Mega Man, like... I realize that this is intentionally difficult. This is the only part of this entire game that I really strongly dislike. It is such a freaking pain in the butt. If it was just like you have to learn to not go through things, or you have to learn like which direction you need to go, or other things like that, I'd be like, okay, well that's fine. It's just this level of the level of, you know, you only get 1 or 2 bonus frames that is in there just bugs me. It's just tuned 5% too tight. And it's not a lot, and it's not like it ruins the game for me or anything else like that, but it definitely can turn a, like, feels pretty good run into a garbage, like, I hate this game, I hope I never play it again run. Because I've definitely played that enough time. I mean, even now, like, I have 5 lives. Had I run through all of those, I would have 2 lives left, a couple more mistakes, and that would have been it, you know? Go ahead and pull out Flashman. And of course you can use the Flashman thing, but if you do that, then you can't use it on this guy. which is when you want it. Aesthetic Raid! Hello, Raiders! Welcome, Kink and P-Man! Welcome, Cherish! Hello, hello! Welcome to the stream. I'm the Chris who plays games, playing retro games every Monday at 9:15, whatever the frick I feel like every Friday at 9:15. Welcome to the stream and thank you for the raid. Hello, Shelby and Mike and Kenny. Alright, I think that was it. That's all the bosses. Now we're gonna go to Wily, and it's gonna be awesome! So I'm glad you're here to watch this awesome happen. Rather than just me whining about something. How was your evening, Raiders? I hope that you had a lovely stream with SnapClickCat. I know she was playing some Super Mario Odyssey earlier tonight as a member of the Retro Squad, along with Stingray Gaming, Soybomb, and myself. I'm a big fan of SnapClickCat's, and I'm glad to have fans of hers here with me. So thank you for being here, SnapClickCat! Of course, SnapClickCat is currently doing the outro on her stream, so she can't actually hear us, which is why she says BRB outro, as I suspected. Hello, Michael. Welcome. Thank you very much for coming to the stream. Yeah. So other things that I've learned by watching a lot of people do YouTube, I've learned a lot about when to cut YouTube videos off. That's something that is more intuition and feel than it is anything else. But it's something that I picked up a lot more intuition around this week, I think. I have definitely had my fair share of, you know, this is uninteresting content. What I have not found is a lot of cases where I'm like, you know, it really surprises me. I found these occasionally, but I've seen very few cases where I'm like, it really surprised me that you have so few subs. Occasionally it's been the other direction, but when I find people, I usually find that there's a pretty big difference in content quality between creators with low subscriber counts like myself and people who are better at what they do. And I think that, you know, people all the time are often like, you know, I feel like YouTube hates small creators or hates XYZ or anything else like that. And I'm like, no, I think you just can't find an audience that really likes the type of content you produce, it feels like sometimes. So, anyway, hello, Michael Amons. Hello, everybody else. I'm the Chris who plays games, here for your watching pleasure. So I hope you're here to sit back, relax, and enjoy. I just remembered that I have to fill up my item 1 stuff because I will need it later on in the level. So let's do that. But yes, retro gaming streamer here on YouTube Gaming, playing retro games on Monday, whatever I feel like on Friday. Recently played games like Mirror's Edge Catalyst and Cities Skylines. In the retro scene, I just finished up some Total Annihilation, so a real-time strategy game last week for the first time on stream. I am currently talking a little bit tonight about Lounges, the new feature that YouTube Gaming is testing, where you can hang out and watch videos on YouTube at the same time as your fans. So if you've ever used Rabbit or had a movie night with SnapClickCat, you've probably seen a very similar looking feature. That's the idea behind it, and YouTube is doing it for YouTube videos. So hello, Super Awesome Gaming and Experiments. Welcome to the stream. So I'm helping testing that feature out largely because as a software developer who works at YouTube, I can give pretty decent feedback on the technical aspects of it. And yeah, I'm good, Cherish. I'm just peachy keen. Happy to have you all here tonight. Happy to have you hanging out with me as I finish up Mega Man 2. But yeah, so as I was saying, as the result of maintaining a playlist of, you know, constantly changing content for the past week in my lounge, where I've been hanging out with 2 to 5 people most of the time, and watching videos, I've been kind of learning what I like and don't like about YouTube content creation. Alright, got it. Ashley Madison sent you here by mistake, Rusty Bones? No, that wasn't by mistake. They heard you were looking for a companion, and I am registered with the site to take care of your needs there. The thing about Ashley Madison is they got this data dump, and they figured out that basically, like, there was no women on it. Like, the whole thing was just basically a scam. Let's go ahead and grab that. Crash bombs are good, although I don't remember if I need them on this level or on the next one. Go ahead and grab my metal blades. I will take that, and that, and that. You're out of here. Alright, that's good. I mean, it wasn't nobody, but it was just a very, very small number of women relative to kind of the hype that they were promoting, I think. And so you got the impression that there would just be like a ton of people on this service, and in fact there were not. That was my understanding. I don't know, this whole piece about it. Oh shit! Oh, okay, we're good. I should not have just let myself drop there, but that's fine. I was distracted by the snake in my pants situation. Oh no, it wasn't the cheating men who weren't real, it was the women who weren't real. So the site, in order to look more enticing, because it was like a subscription service, right? And so like in order to look more enticing, they had all these fake profiles of women in your area who were looking to be in a you know, illicit relationship. So basically it was just a traditional scam, except instead of, you know, in a lot of cases there weren't even that many choices for people to get laid with, I think. Yeah, so it's like fembots, exactly. Again, it's been a while and I don't remember all of the details, so if someone knows better than me, you're welcome to tell me. I don't know how I'm supposed to get through that. I always fail at that one. Alright. Alright, so this one I know how to deal with. Metal blades. Bring it on, buddy. Oh yeah, like, I mean, the way that they could get away with it is certainly obvious, right? You're not gonna like go to the cops and complain or call your wife and explain that she needed to talk to these people about, you know, what's going on, or come with you to court to, you know, testify. I mean, certainly, but I was just surprised at how effective they were at, you know, scamming people out of their money. But I think it was not even like directly scam. It was just like, well, you know, it was, you tried to make a connection and it was either there or not there, and their goal was to make it look like there was a lot more people than there were, and they did that. And so I don't need that, right? Because I have 4 of these. Yeah, okay. I do need to fill up these other things, so that's right. Candy's the name of my accountant. Fill that up. Come on, big fishy. I still don't understand why Dr. Wily builds like all these gigantic robotic fish instead of just, you know, putting a wall in the door. What the fuck? That was dumb. That was stupid of me. It was not very smart. Was Dr. Wily what they might call, you know, so mentally delayed? Come on, fishy, let's go. Ah, fuck! See, last time I failed by jumping too early. This time I tried to compensate and I jumped too late. It's just too much. Just too much. So happy Monday, everybody. I hope you're having a lovely Monday, as I am. My day was actually, well, we screwed something up, and it kind of makes me annoyed because it's very similar to a recent screw-up we've already had, and I hate screwing up the same thing twice in a row. Happy Monday, Red Ranger. Happy Monday. Soul Pancake. That was the other channel that we added today. So we added so basically what I'll do is I will kind of search around, I will find a channel, I will watch two different, yes it did, Lave. I will watch two different videos from that channel. If I like the videos from that channel, then I will subscribe to it, and as I browse my homepage, it will usually suggest me other videos from that channel as well in my recommendations or as a shelf from that channel. And so Soul Pancake is one that I've added to the list. We've got Backpacking Bananas, game music fanfare, game theme fanfare, game music fanfare. I don't remember exactly which one that was. Game score fanfare, I think, is another one, and that one is awesome. Kind of in-depth breakdowns of the music of video games and what goes into them. Of course, Transistor and Braid Transistor and Journey. No. Transistor and Bastion and Pyre are kind of common themes in that space, because they just have beautiful music and are beautifully done games in general. So, hello, Keen Decker. Hello, hello. What am I supposed to use there? I don't remember. I feel like maybe quick boomerangs. I don't know where I'm supposed to hit him. Ah, there we go. That's fine. Take care, Kink. Soul Pancake, Rusty Bones, not Soul Painting. He was right. Yeah, so Soul Pancake does a bunch of different content. We watched their video today on bystander bias, the bystander effect. So the bystander effect is where you are less likely to help other people do a thing, or help someone do a thing if there are people in the room who are not helping. So if you're in a room full of 10 people and someone is having trouble with a problem, you are less likely to help them if there are 9 other people sitting there not doing anything than if you're just there on your own. Pepper. So we watched a video on that, and then one other video was about how a guy who had kind of fucked up his life came to realize, like, oh shit, I'm the one fucking up my life, and kind of got past it and outgrew it and improved it. So yeah, as long as you know the right weapons, Kadozul, a lot of these are pretty quick fights. So I never remember if there's actually like a thing here that will kill you if you just walk across it. I feel like that's why the spikes are there, but I don't know. I don't need an E-tank because I don't need an E-tank. But this is the part of the level that I hate. Oh, fuck! I forgot that if you change weapons on a ladder, you fall down. Yeah, Politics Status has been on all night, but I haven't really felt like talking about it. I mean, it's not that I would mind if anybody did, but hasn't been an area of, like, the tax plan is fucking terrible, and I really hope that it doesn't pass because it's really, really, really terrible, but I'm not exactly sure what I should be doing about it at the moment, so. Donald Trump is a terrible fucking human being. The German government can't agree on what their coalition is going to be, which is leading to a weird situation about who's going to be prime minister, I think. I mean, the tax reform plan is an absolute nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare. It will take away healthcare from millions of Americans. Again, it is just a disaster in every way, shape, and form. The hope, of course, would be that it doesn't pass. But I have personally not been making phone calls on this. It's not clear to me if there's actually reasonable support among Republicans for it. That would be the thing to do if you were worried about politics right now, is to figure out the current state of the tax reform bill, which will harm effectively everyone who isn't as rich as I am, and see if you can fix it. I mean, to be fair, like, sneaking through things that are completely unrelated is basically the way that, like, tax bills have happened in this country for years. Like, I'm not gonna pretend this is the first time that anyone's ever tried to sneak one by somebody on this, but it still sucks. There's no doubt on that in my mind. Okay. So here's the Earth. It's chilling. Damn, you might say. That is a sweet Earth. Wrong. Oh, shit! God damn it! So the problem is that I'm an idiot. I really should have used an E-tank there because I have very little crash item stuff, and once you've done that once, you are going to be having to grind out to refill your crash item, because it's the only thing that can kill those things. And it sucks. It's a really shitty thing to have to grind out. And I'm really bad at it in particular, which doesn't help. Oh, well, that was easier than usual. Yeah, no kidding, right, Cowdizzle? Three in a row? Like, what the fuck? Alright, cool. That was way easier than it usually would. Anyway, yeah, so the tax reform bill is an absolute disaster. It's designed to take away healthcare for millions of people in order to give a tax cut to millionaires and billionaires. It is going to be extremely dangerous for the economy. Don't believe any kind of middle-class aspect of that tax cut. It is not a middle-class tax cut. It is not good for the vast majority of people. I think it probably will be sufficiently different that it doesn't it won't obviously an immediate, like, it will be easy to show that it is better for people who are very poor, even though it may not be. It certainly won't be in the long run, because the expected impact on the economy is highly negative. This is, again, the whole, you know, if we lower taxes, businesses will invest more, except they won't. Lowering the corporate tax rate will not make businesses invest more, and it's looking like a bad scene. Of course, we still have not reauthorized CHIP, the Children's Health Insurance Program that helps insure 9 million children. That has been expired since October with no movement from either side, really, but definitely the Republican side to act on it. DACA and you know, immigration is still a mess and a disaster. ICE and the overall enforcement agency rules set up under General Kelly are still in full effect, and the Muslim ban 2.0, 3.0, 2.5 went into partial effect recently when a court basically said, look, we don't have the ability to keep this from happening in this particular, you know, aspect of circumstances, because it really is the executive's prerogative to control immigration in some senses. So overall, things are not good. Our president is an absolute, you know, he's just fucking evil. Like, he's just cruel, which is not the property that I want in a president. Like, if you were competent and cruel, at least I could give that to you, but he's incompetent and cruel, which is worse. It's frustrating. It's just a really sad situation. I continue to be disappointed in the lack of any kind of pushback from conservatives on the most terrible things. Of course, you've also got Roy Moore, who is still in the running for a Senate seat, despite basically, you know, despite calling up high school girls from their trigonometry class to ask them out on dates. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, what the fuck is that? I don't think Elon Musk was running. If you're gonna throw your vote away on a third party, at least throw it away on somebody who's you know, running. Hello, Mr. Beast. Oh, fuck. That was the wrong button. Am I still saying I would have voted for Hillary? I'm still saying I did vote for Hillary. There's no would have. But you know that. I hope. I am still 100% okay with that vote. Not even lesser of two evils. I still stand by my belief that I think Hillary Clinton would have made an excellent president. I know that there are people here who disagree with me. You're welcome to. I stand by that statement. I preferred Hillary to Bernie. I preferred Hillary to every Republican candidate. I think that she was an excellent policy wonk with a long set of experience in politics that would have done great things to achieve better things. I think that there would have been. I think it would have been to some extent more of the same. I don't think that it was going to. You were not going to be looking at a revolution of any kind, and I think that for some people would be bad. I think that, you know, looking at the issues with overall lack of economic prosperity for a lot of middle-class Americans, especially in middle America, is a real problem. And I think that, you know, the reason that Hillary lost is that the Democratic Party did a really piss-poor job at advocating what the fuck the plans were to make life better for those people. You know, the people of Flint, Michigan still have shitty, like, lead-infested water. We still have people in all kinds of places around the country who are suffering extremely from many different, you know, evils and ills, and that have not been dealt with by proposals from either side of the aisle. And I think that that's I haven't heard of Belmont. You're right. I haven't heard. There's probably many things in the world that are terrible that I haven't heard of. We don't need to treat Fox News as a news source. We all know it's not. It's a pretty shitty propaganda machine. Flint, Michigan is also probably better off than you know, a dozen different towns in a dozen different places in Appalachia, you know, where the opioid epidemic is a disaster, where, you know, people are routinely, you know, dying for all kinds of things. Does TV news still exist? I mean, it does. I actually think Vice does a pretty good job, frankly. I've been watching a lot of their stuff. You know, their documentary on Charlottesville was I didn't say they weren't biased. The question was, does TV news still exist? I mean, the news is always biased. Yeah, I mean, this is, you know, we have an executive which has explicitly, you know, done its best to destroy the ability to enforce a whole lot of things, so I don't know what to do. Ugh! I don't remember what the fuck I'm supposed to shoot this with. Nope. Oh, that was dumb. Not what I meant to do. Gotcha. Woo! Yeah, I mean, the river in Cambridge is one that they've been working on, basically cleaning up and making you know, swimmable for the past, what, 30 years, and they're finally getting to the point where you can swim in it so long as you don't touch the bottom. I feel like, you know, there's definitely a lot of huh. I fucking hate this. But yeah, there's a lot of places in this country that are suffering a ton. You know, I don't mean to take the ones that I know about or that have been popularized by information that I have and say that these are all the ills in the world. They are far from it. There are many ills in the world that I will never know about, and many failures and flaws in this country that I do not have answers for. And this is why I think that having, you know, an administrator who's able to use the tools that we have to try and improve things is important. I don't feel like that's what we have. I don't feel like what we have is someone who has as a goal to improve the state of the world for people in this country, and that's depressing to me. It's not like tries and can't do it. It's not, you know, things different from me. It's, I don't think that Donald Trump cares about anyone who isn't Donald Trump, and that makes me sad. You know, I feel like we should be better as a country than to be that selfish. I'm a little fat girl. I don't think so. Dr. Wily Mally is. Yeah, the sound design, I mean, it's kind of sad that after all of the really great music in this game, it ends on that note. And yes, that is the end of this game too. I beat it. Yay! And I only cheated on that one level. So that's the one that I practiced a lot, right? So ignoring now, had I actually not cheated on number of lives in Flashman stage, I would have had to continue at one of those points. But overall, I've had a lot of experience with that. Oh yeah, I know. You're right, Brad. I shouldn't have. I smell like Doritos and moldy carrots. No, that's I think you're confused. I think so here's the thing, Moldy Warts. The only person you can smell from where you are is probably you? Because smells don't transmit via a camera. Although my former CEO of my company is actually working on fixing that. He's working on basically he's working on smell-o-vision. And so you would, the idea was like for storytelling, you would buy, in the same way that you used to have books that you would like push the buttons on the side and it would like make a moo cow sound. And so you'd read through the book and then you push the button and it would make the sound. He would have the same thing, only you'd push a button and it would make a smell. And so you would buy these little cartridges, these discs that would emit a specific smell, and you would use them alongside the storybook. And it's like, I don't even know. Oh no, it's, there you go. And I was like it's such a crazy fucking idea. Anyway, thank you Raiders from SnapClickCat. Thank you for everyone who is here all night and now. It's been great. I'm the Chris who plays games. I play retro games every Monday, whatever the fuck I feel like every Friday, and sent playlists. God damn. Yeah, so he's changed his thing again. McLovin. Why does everyone call me McLovin? Who is McLovin? This is the guy from like Super Troopers or something, right? Like people have been calling me McLovin since I was like 14, and I have no idea who this person is. I don't get it. Super bad. There you go. Okay. I don't know. It starts with super. I had the right idea. Oops, sorry. Smacking my microphone. I don't know what Superbad is. This is like some character in a movie, I guess. Well, McDonald Land was another thing that yeah. So here's the thing, like Company Man is one of the channels that we've been watching videos from in the lounge, and I actually enjoy his content, but I can't stand his voice. His presentation bugs the shit out of me. Just like Post Mesmeric, although his most recent video actually has emotion, so I'm gonna give him another chance, but only on new videos and nothing old. So. Okay, it's 1 in the morning. I'm not going to be able to beat Mega Man 3 in 15 minutes. I know that the best speedrunners can do things like that, but I am not them. So we're going to call it a night here. Thank you all for watching. Again, it's been fun. Mondays are my retro nights, and I'm gonna be looping it back around again and mixing in some of my old favorites that I played before. I'm gonna check out the list of game suggestions. So if you've got games you want me to play, put them in the description below. There's a form, says game suggestion form. Drop them in there. For now though, I'm going to go and watch some videos in the lounge. The lounge is a new feature that YouTube is testing out so that you can watch videos at the same time as other people. I know that sounds kind of stupid when I say that, but I've been having fun with it because I get to kind of have a whole communication with all the people there who are hanging out and having fun watching videos. So if you have a favorite channel, if you have a favorite thing to recommend, if you want anything else like that, check in. I will also keep the lounge running all day and night as we go through the week. So if you go to my channel when I'm not live, it'll be linked at the top. You can hop in, say hi, hang out. Also, Discord, linked in the description below, will get you to hang out with me, and so I can tell you all kinds of things about what I'm doing in the week, and you can be a special friend of the crew. So thank you all for being here. It's been a lovely night. I will see you all Friday or Monday or never, but it's been fun. Thanks. Have a great night. See ya later. And click on this link and head off to the lounge.